それが夜明け前のものであるなら少しだけ微笑ましい。何一つ形のない人のいない海だとしても。
それが君の心のあり方なんだね。何もないことが君の形だった。
Good evening, everyone. We are here yet again for another Rogues Gallery Foul Play NA event. Casting tonight will be me, Keen, along with my co-caster Shafir tonight, and our wonderful observer, as always, Tim. We will be casting Machine versus Kwark. This is our last Foul Play NA match for the foreseeable future before our next event, Turf Wars 2, starts. So just having a little bit of a different show match tonight. These are two kind of up and coming players, normally not considered maybe the very best that NA has to offer, but they have very unique styles. So I'm really looking forward to to casting
Not
this
the
tonight.
very best. This is Machine and Kwark. Kwark beats Action. Okay, and Machine is Machine, probably the best Zerg I've ever seen. I'm kidding. I played Machine a couple times. He smacked me. He's really strong. I'm kind of excited to see this, especially with the two different styles between Kwark and Machine.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I mean, I haven't seen Machine play for a while. I know he was inactive for a long time. He used to be a top American player back before StarCraft 2 came out, and I believe he played StarCraft 2 as a pro or semi-pro for a while, and just recently in like 2020, 2021 came back. So he has a lot of legacy experience. And as far as I know, he's been grinding. He got up to like 2200 or something on the BSL ladder. Kwark is kind of infamous in the North American scene for, kind of stream sniping some people and playing a little bit of an unconventional style. So really, I don't know what to expect tonight, to be honest.
Yeah, no, Machine's been back for a couple of months. I remember he played against Mars in a separate show match for Rogues Gallery. He played really well. I think Mars squeaked out the win, but Machine showed that he's a really good Zerg. He's also been coaching for CPL, I believe, and he plays BWCL, so he's been relatively active. 2200 is no joke. And Kwark, obviously, I mean, the man's a monster. So he said stream sniping. I wasn't aware of any stream sniping.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, right? One camp might say it's stream sniping, and another camp might say it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence that happens many times.
A lot of coincidences happen, man.
But we're past that now. We're past that. Kwark, obviously, jokes aside, he's very capable. He played in BSL Pro League last season. I think he might be playing in BSL Gosu League this season. And I mean, the dude hits S rank with 100 APM. That's no small feat.
I think he has the best MMR to APM ratio in the history of StarCraft that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I know some like 1500 MMR, 400 APM players that have you. This is the first time I met a 2300 MMR, 100 APM player. So,
yeah, it's kind of crazy how people at all levels have just insane APM nowadays. Like I look at like CPL players replays sometimes, and I'll like load it up into SCR chart, and I'll find out that they have like higher APM, not only higher APM but higher EAPM than I do. And then there's Kwark, who's like 100 APM. I can only imagine his EAPM is like 60 to 80, and he's like 1000 MMR over the CPL players. So.
Well, if his APM is 100, his APM also better be 100 because he's not spamming, right? He's not double clicking anything. He's got big wide clicks to click all his units. Man he's efficient.
Yeah. I guess you have to be efficient if you have APM like that. But
I swear to God, if I open up a replay of Kwark and I find out his EAPM is actually like 30, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It turns out he's spamming to 100.
Yeah, who knows? Like, how can you even conceive of Brood War at that point? Everything you knew was a lie. Anytime you see a Reddit post from some random player saying like, "Oh, I can't get out of ELO hell because my APM isn't high enough," blah blah blah, just point him over to Kwark. Like, Kwark doesn't even operate the keyboard. He just like controls the units with his mind. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his setup. It's just a Fisher Price wheel. That's it, and one big P button. It's absurd, man. But the guy gets it done. So, and he's definitely, when I first saw Kwark play, I've heard about him before, people talk about him, and I've watched his stream once, totally destroyed everything I believed about StarCraft. Like, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So
yeah, I'm actually a big fan of his stream. It's actually like really relaxing. He is kind of like a controversial figure in the community. Some people love him, some people hate him, but honestly, like, I dare you to go watch his stream and just listen to his commentary, his like laid back commentary, and like tell me that you can't just love this guy.
He's like the Bob Ross of StarCraft.
Yeah, but I will also I have to give myself a shout out here. One time I went onto his stream and I actually single-handedly taught him how to wall properly on the top left position on Polypoid. So shout out to me. If Kwark wins on Polypoid, it's probably mostly all me.
You taught a 2300 S rank Protoss how to wall in on Polypoid.
That's right. I'm just that
Wow.
that much of a galaxy brain genius.
Damn. Yeah, that's the takeaway I have here. Listen, I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be looking at Twitch chat, and if I see Kwark correcting me, I expect it.
Yeah.
Stream.
Kwark's another thing, another little known facts. Maybe not little known, but Kwark actually spends more time typing in Twitch chat than he does actually doing things in game. So if you are looking for some extra analysis, just keep an eye on Twitch chat. Kwark will probably pop in after a game or two. And
no, I fully expected. Yeah, like
what I'm doing wrong. Actually,
Shafir, this is what I was doing. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out. I expect to see some Kwark sightings. Not stream sniping, of course, but he will have the
and how much do you really know about Protoss anyway? I was watching Nani stream earlier, and it seemed like you were getting told in chat. You were just like keep your all those build details and stuff to yourself, Shafir.
I know. Listen, I did beat Nani though, so I think undebatably I'm the number one Protoss in the US now, because previously that was Nani and no one has replaced him since. Until now, obviously.
That's true. There haven't been any other notable players since then. But
I mean, I guess there's Kwark now. He's moved to the US, so he's might want to take my spot. So we'll have to see how he does tonight.
We'll have to organize a Kwark versus Noni show match for the undisputed best Protoss in North America.
Winner plays me, of course. Yeah. Let's talk about this map pool, though. We have Eclipse. We saw Kwark beat Crossy on Eclipse for BSL last season. Spoiler alert, in case you guys are one BSL behind. That did happen. So, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see if he pulls out that same build. Do you think Machine's been watching Kwark's games?
I honestly don't know. I actually don't play or talk to Machine all that often. So I honestly have no idea how he's been preparing for this show match. I would like to think that he did. I feel like everyone should watch BSL first of all. Like anyone in the foreign community, it's like your God-given duty to watch BSL and support the BSL. So I would hope that he did see that, and he is ready for some kind of proxy gate shenanigans. But
yeah, I mean, I do know that Machine, like he played with Ret and Raz and Nesh and those guys a lot, so I'm sure he's gotten a lot of good practice in with Raz and some of the other good Protosses in that group. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's prepared, and he's nothing if not a diligent player. I mean, especially you can see that in the style of his play. So kind of excited. I'm sure he's watched Kwark VODs. You can't prepare and play Kwark without watching what Kwark does, because it's not like playing a ladder Protoss or playing the standard Protoss.
You say that, but is it? I feel like it is actually a lot like playing a ladder Protoss.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. If you ask Artosis, all ladder Protosses are Kwark. So it depends on who you ask, I suppose.
Anyway, it looks like we'll be getting into our first game shortly. The players decided on Polypoid for the first map. And I don't remember if I mentioned it, but it will be all 7 games played tonight.
I'm kind of excited to see 7 different builds that Kwark brings to the table. And if one of them is a surprise, like standard build.
Yeah, do you think he'll like run out of steam and like, he'll have like different proxy locations for every single map, but then like the last map he'll just be like, I don't even know what to do anymore.
No, this is a man that figured out a high Templar opener for PvP in BSL. So I think he'll have some interesting games up his sleeve.
I sure hope so.
I don't know. Do you remember that game?
Yeah, I do actually. I do. I remember. Didn't he try to storm the shuttle?
Yes, he stormed the shuttle that came in, and the next game he tried to block in the Protoss with the gateway, but I think his pylon was like 1 hex off, which he explained to chat immediately after. So
that's actually really heartbreaking, though. If you prepare something like that, and then you're just like, nerves set in. Dude, it's hard playing tournament matches.
Dude, I get nervous playing CPL games, so I can imagine playing in front of a BSL crowd.
Yeah, 100%. The first time I played BSL, I was in just Trouble League, which is like, definitely like hard, but it's the lowest level of BSL, and my hands were actually shaking mid-game.
All right, I think we're about to get started, and I get nervous playing single player against the CPU, so don't.
Well, you play against the CPU, dude. That's crazy. I don't even play against.
That's
the
how
CPU.
I learned PBT. That's all you need. We have. Let's see. We have the pink. Is this pink? It's pink on the mini map.
It's
pink,
magenta.
No, the Overlord. No, the pink.
Magenta Protoss in bottom right.
That's what it is. That's right. And then we have the Grazer on the top right machine. What is this? Polyploid?
Yes, this is Polyploid.
I'm kind of excited to see what we see from Kwark on this map, because Polyploid is a big map. It's a very standard map. It's kind of like, it's not like mapped out, but you know what kind of a style to play on this map. I wonder if Kwark's got anything planned here.
Yeah, well, little known facts, in case anyone has never watched my cast before, Polyploid, along with every single other map in the current map pool, is actually insanely bad for Zerg. So
I forgot I'm casting a queen here. So Machine's got a lot to work against. Yeah. You see Kwark mining from the 6 o'clock.
Kwark doing a little trick to see if the Overlord is coming, so he knows that Machine isn't bottom left right now, and he is probably going for a forward first. Yeah,
I don't know. I've heard from really top NA Protosses, notably Kwark, that forward first is just an outdated build.
Yeah. Oh, he was the one who said that, wasn't he? Wow. I mean, it is kind of it's not good to make like blanket statements like that. I mean, anyone who makes blanket statements like, this map is just unwinnable for X race or X build is just outdated is obviously, a complete idiot. But there is a little element of truth to it. It's definitely the less common opener nowadays compared to Gate Fast Expand.
So Kwark not even going for a scout, so he's going for the Forge, 12 Nexus, and then I'm assuming what we're going to see here is a 12 cannon.
Yeah. Pretty gutsy, honestly. Like, I'm surprised if you were going to do that. Why not just go straight for the 12 Nexus?
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm not sure if his build time protects him against a 9 pool. I guess a 12 Nexus would die to a 9 pool, 12 Nexus, 12 Forge, I guess 13 cannon. Maybe this is better. I don't know the exact timings against that, but yeah, Kwark just opted not to scout at all and just throw this down. I mean, this is a build that we've seen a lot of good players do. It's a good build. It's if only that there wasn't a lot of criticism from this top NA Protoss that Forge First is just an outdated build.
Well, maybe it's like a stylistic thing. Like, he's just trying to show us that he can win even with old builds, old inefficient builds.
I think he's handicapping himself to make it fair for Machine.
Yeah, he's just trying to style on Machine.
I mean, Machine is no action.
That's true, but doesn't that make him more formidable?
Oh, that's true, because Kwark is 100% win rate against Action. Action didn't even last 5 minutes, from what I hear.
And, I mean, it's already 3 minutes in, so Machine is, almost in the clear, right? I mean...
He's on his way. I'm kind of excited to see what Machine does here. We saw him go for a hatch first. He's going for the third hatch at the 12 o'clock. I want to see if he's going to go for the lair into the 5 hatch Hydra play, or if he's going to go into 3 hatch Hydra. I mean, I know a lot of Zergs see Forge, and their eyes go a little red, a little bloodshot, and just 9-7-3 until the Protoss begs for mercy. But let's see what a Machine opts to do here. What would you do in this situation?
Dude, I feel so much more comfortable playing against Forge Fast Expand, honestly. I mean, I have gotten more used to playing against Gate Fast Expand, but our observer Tim is pointing out that this is a very quick Stargate, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I missed actually if Machine got his gas right at 230, but regardless, this is a very, very fast. He's actually not mining gas at all, so he
must have started speed.
yeah he started speed. Wow. Okay. He's going to have to start mining gas like right now to get his Hydra dead in time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's not going for the lair. We see Kwark with the Stargate, but no second gas, which is a little curious. I wonder if he's going to start a Citadel anytime. We see a Dragoon popping out, which also is a little odd because he's only on one gas. He's got a Stargate. He's going to use it, and we got the Citadel, but he's still on one gas. So I'm a little confused. He's probably going to get 2 Overlords, right? One with the Dragoon and one with the Stargate. So it's not a bad opening from him. But I'm just wondering why he's not. He's cut probes, as Tim is showing us. Possibly deliberately, and we have to see if he's if he's gonna take his second gas.
So, yeah, this is a build from Kwark right here. Already getting down the Citadel, already has 3 gates. He hasn't taken his second gas, so this is going to be. He's going to try to snipe a couple Overlords with this. He already got one with his Dragoon, as you pointed out. His +1 is not even going right now, so it's going to be just a straight up speed zealot timing. And
yeah.
And honestly, I mean, Machine, his tech is so delayed, he's not going to be able to make mutas in response. He's going to have to lay down probably at least 2 or 3 Sunkens, I would think. Unless he realizes that there's no +1 coming, which maybe he can fight it off with mass Zergling. But it's so strange. Honestly, I'm not even sure how Zerg deals with it from this position. This is kind of unfamiliar territory for me.
This build is kind of genius because Zerg doesn't know that there's no second gas. Like, the Overlord didn't see that, not that I saw. Well, and so it just looks like a stand. Oh, this Overlord's right there. Sorry, Tim. You have to make me look like a moron. You could have just ignored that. So Machine knows there's no second gas, but he's got to know there's some sort of speed last man. Let's see how he defends. We see the push already coming in at 6-3. No +1. He just attacks and speed is done. So, I mean, if Machine holds, I don't see how he can. He's going to have a massive lead, right, if Machine holds.
Yeah, this is actually really confusing to me because, I mean, it's one thing, like, it is a legitimate thing to go for, like, an early +1 speed setup timing, or even without speed +1, rather, but just like a mass speed setup timing. But Kwark went with just 3 Zealots and 1 Dragoon to start with, so now he's down in Zealot numbers, and Machine didn't really take very much damage at all from that. So whatever timing he had in mind here, I would assume is kind of dead in the water.
Here's the real problem. Kwark has about probably 29-30 probes, and he hasn't started +1. So Kwark, we see he's resumed his probe production. Well, at least he did in his main, not in his natural, but he's starting his second gas. He's making 1 probe at a time. He can make 2. He can do 2. But he's definitely very far behind because while he did a little bit of damage, he killed 2 Overlords, and he supply blocked Machine for a little while. Machine has a massive lead here. Kwark is going to have to make probes until like the 10:30 or 11-minute mark to get up to 50. So, but we do see 11 Zealots marching up to the 12 o'clock. I don't know if Machine knows about this. He has no Overlord sort of scouting when the Zealot will got times at this point. Kwark did a good job with killing those. His Hydras don't even have speed yet.
Yeah, they're slow Hydras. His tech was so delayed. Okay, speed just finished, but yeah, I can't believe he didn't have any scouting on the map either. This caught Machine completely off guard. And dude, is this going to kill? I feel like Machine's actually in trouble here, but still caught in a very awkward place now. The hatcheries are actually providing a SimCity for these Hydras. And
great SimCity. That's a lot of Hydralists over there.
Half of his Zealot army was chasing 1 drone.
Dude, killing drones is important, but this is I think Machine holds here. I mean, it looked a little dicey for a second, but every minute that passes in this game, Machine's gonna keep getting further ahead. I think because Kwark, that 11 Zealot move out could have killed him, but I think the speed finished just in time. That SimCity was great at the 3rd, and he had a lot of I guess blocking for his Hydras, and obviously Kwark made some micro mistakes there chasing that drone. He should have focused that and tried to surround the Hydras, but I think Machine holds here.
Yeah, absolutely. Machine held it almost perfectly. I mean, he was caught off guard, so he did have to transfer his drones from his 3rd for a little bit. But I mean, honestly, look at this. He's just going to shred these Zealots. He's decided to completely ignore them and go fish for some High Templar. he's in
There's
such a great position right
DT
now.
going to 12 o'clock. Sorry for cutting you off there. I don't know if there is there an overlord. There is an overlord, but the Sunken's just about to finish, so I think Machine should be okay.
Yeah, I mean, once that DT dies, he'll be totally fine. He knows what's happening. It didn't even get one drone, so absolutely perfect response. This High Templar isn't going to be able to do anything, or I mean, Corsair rather. Corsair isn't going to be able to do anything, and Machine has complete map control now. Kwark is going to be stuck in his base for quite a while. His upgrades are going to be so late. He does have 2 forges spinning now. Finally, his +1 was finished, but Machine should have his +2 finish way before any kind of armor upgrade comes out from Kwark. So, yeah, I mean, sorry, go on.
No, you're good. Go ahead. No. I'm not. I don't think Kwark's drone is finished yet either. So he's going to be a ways behind where Machine's starting his fourth. Like, and the way Machine plays is a little like Striker. From the couple of times I played him, I know he likes to eventually get lurkers. If you get a contain on this position with lurkers, like, it'll be very tough for Kwark to get out of. He only has 4. He's adding his 5th and 6th gateways now. Like, he's just behind. I'm guessing that's Dragoon range. He's going to need that if there is a lurker transition for the eventual move out. But this Machine has a commanding lead in this game right now.
Yeah, look at all these drones. He's still a little light in his main and his natural, but he's getting there for sure. He's pumping drones constantly right now, and his 4th is like exactly when you would want it at Zerg. He's really sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I don't know if Machine is teching Lurker Tech right now. We see a Dark Archon and a Cannon for Muta. Does Machine have a Spire? He doesn't have a Spire. I guess Kwark didn't. He has no stairs left, so he hasn't even scout, so he just is wary of any counters. But that's sort of one of the issues you have if you don't have any stairs going into this portion of the game. You're not able to scout when the Zerg is transitioning into lurkers, if they're adding a Spire, how many evos they have. You just sort of put yourself in a rough position if you just skip the start, if you lose your Corsairs. And we see the first lurker being formed by Machine just right there in the middle of the map. So if you can set up this contain, it's going to be a real rough position for Kwark to get out of.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, yeah, Kwark doesn't have any vision on the map, so he is kind of completely in the dark. I'm actually surprised that he seemingly suspects that there's a Muta transition that could be coming here, but then he has like 2 High Templar just kind of sitting there in his base. I wonder if he forgot about them. But yeah, that's anyway. He's
Kwark is at 120 APM. He's burning those keyboards. He's probably just missed them.
Actually, yeah, just getting out right before Machine decides to move in for the contain. It's actually like perfect timing, but neither player had any real scouting info, so it's kind of just lucky, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kwark getting his units out, it really worked out well for him, because if he just moved out 10 seconds later, this wouldn't happen for another 5 minutes. So Kwark trying to set up his 3rd. He's going to need that because we're getting to the 12-minute mark. He did cut a lot of probes early, so he's not going to mine out for a good amount of time. You see Machine is setting up to take the natural of the top left. So Machine's in a great position. He's got a lot of lurkers and a lot of hardest. If you look at the population, Machine's almost caught up to Kwark. So if you're in a Zerg, you're in a good position here. You know that Protoss is going to mine out in the next 5 minutes, and you're just sitting pretty. If he just sets up, you might even want to let Protoss take that 3rd. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're good.
No, I 100% agree, and I don't know if Machine is necessarily the type of player. I do believe that he is kind of more like passive, like macro Zerg player, and he likes playing defensively. So I think this is actually better for him. If Kwark tries to go in here, he can sandwich this army. He's perfectly positioned for it. But yeah, he's aiming to get his 5th base up. He can't just lose these for free though.
Oh, that's a great maelstrom, great storm. Kwark, oh wow, he just decimated half of the army. Now we see the population difference at 30 or 40 right now. This is a real, another great storm. Kwark is just really showing great army control here.
Those storms were absolutely devastating. That was not what you want to see as a Zerg player. I was totally expecting him to kind of wait until Kwark tried to actually like go in to engage his 4th or something, but yeah, he just got caught out. Unfortunately, it's insanely hard to control your army mid map like that as Zerg. But he is going for a little bit of a counterattack, and he did get lurkers on the high ground here, so maybe he can get something done. But still, absolutely devastating storms from Kwark here.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a while to build those lurkers. Got to build a Hydra first and morph them. So Machine's probably just scrambling a little bit, trying to get his reinforcements made. But there's a lot of High Templars in Quark's army. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about like only 12 Dragoons maybe and like 5 High Templars. So he's got a lot of ice sheets. Where's his observer? This lurker is really just you don't want to have to do that. I played a game earlier today where I couldn't figure out where the lurker was. I saw the spines. I watched the replay. I was standing on top of the lurker. So it like killed half of my army. It reminded me of that situation. You never want to be in that situation. Kwark trying to set up a 4th at the same time, and he could have, and he might still get away with it, you know, because he's got this army lead now. He's got map control, and he's going to set up 3rd and 4th successful at the same time. So Kwark just pushing himself back into the game, showing why, you know, it's not just the quirky builds. He's got good army control and good decision making, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay. Surprisingly, he's actually like I thought Machine was just done after losing that huge engagement in mid map, and then losing even more units with the counterattack. But Machine seems to have sort of stabilized a little bit. He is getting his 5th base up, and he does have you know, some Sunkens, some lurkers to make sure he doesn't get broken. And he is moving into Hive Tech shortly, so he will be getting Defilers out. He'll be getting Cracklings. Oh wait, okay, I guess he's okay. There's a Queen's Nest. It is a little bit of a late Hive, but nonetheless, he's working towards that Hive Tech. But yeah,
It does look like Machine's been skimping on his upgrades.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I guess he was going for a very Hydra lurker heavy mid game.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because we know that Kwark started his +1 really late. Now he's at 2-2. I mean, if he started at a regular time, he'd probably be at 3-2 at this point. But like, he's got a significant upgrade advantage, which is probably part of the reason why, you know, Machine's army kind of just melted. We see Machine's macro slipping. He's been above 1,000 for like the last couple of minutes here. He's been a little gas starved. I think maybe setting up the top left will help alleviate that. But it's getting that mineral only on this map leaves Zerg with a lot of extra minerals, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not so bad having that extra mineral bank, especially before Hive Tech kicks in, because, you know, your Lings will basically just be like a buffer for your Lurkers and your Hydras before then. It's only until you start getting equal on Carapace upgrades and you get Crackling that they really start doing work. But it looks like Kwark is going to go in here not afraid at all of this static defense, but he absolutely should be, because
yeah,
this is, I mean, more good storms, but wow, okay, he's just, he went in with like 1/3 of his army, and I was thinking he was just going to get collapsed on and get crushed before he was able to reinforce with everything, but getting out just in time and still taking pretty good trades. It's actually 60 supply up right now, so he's in a very, very good position.
Yeah, that push looked really, really bad when I first saw it. I was like, you should get out of there, man. But he really just sort of evened it out with those really good storms at the end. Kwark seems to hit his storms, at least in PvZ, and like he's really making a lot of use out of them. I haven't seen him really miss a storm yet. Yeah, that looked like a bad engagement, but he turned it into a good engagement. We see Kwark moving up to the top left. You see him setting up a gateway and a cannon, probably to set up DTs. And that's a really, really clever idea, especially
what the? Oh my god!
So now he's sort of given away his plan. Why put the pylon there? I don't know.
Did he think that he was going to be able to steal that?
I don't know, man. I understand. I've seen the gateway and the cannon before. You know, you make DTs because you can't get past the lurker, but why reveal that? Why reveal that your probe's in there?
Well,
the pylon.
Did he not realize the Machine had taken that base? Was he going to try to sneak another main?
No, he definitely saw the hatchery. He saw the hatchery with the probe. He went to the bottom left and built the gate.
That's so bizarre.
So, like that
weird.
That was clever. I didn't understand the second part. But
well,
I mean, he's still going to make DTs from there, so I think it's still going to work out.
Even the cannon doesn't make sense though, because one cannon isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, I don't understand the cannon either, but I've seen Best do it to Larva. He was, you know how Larva likes to take the far third and set up the 4th, and I see Best, doing a very similar tactic, but that would be much earlier in the game. The cannon would be protected, but this is a little late in the game to make the cannon. It's a little bit of a waste of minerals, but at the same time, it's just 150 minerals, so it's okay.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I just have so many questions, because this DT is definitely doing work right now, but he went in before it was even heavily saturated. So he got like 5 drone kills, but that 5 drone kills could have been like 20 drone kills if he waited a minute or two.
That's true, but he sort of did reveal the fact that he was doing some shenanigans. Maybe it didn't click for Machine, but if I'm from his perspective, I would try to get as much damage done because you know that there's a very good chance Zerg knows about it at that point because he gave it away with the probe. But
that's a very good point. I think maybe Kwark is just actually too smart for me. Like he's thinking at a level that I'll never be able to reach. So I should probably just
just keep trying
to analyze things from that perspective.
You just wouldn't do. Listen, you're not putting yourself in a position to succeed. You're just giving really difficult accomplishments for yourself. So
yeah. But it looks like he's going to bust in here anyway. There's no supporting units. There's no Hydras to morph to like block that choke or anything. So he is kind of just letting him straight up into this base. And if Kwark gets his whole army, it's kind of lagging behind here. But if everything gets onto the high ground here, Kwark should be able to stop the Zerg reinforcements at that choke.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg's on a little bit of a timer now, right? The 20-minute mark. In the next 3-4 minutes, he's going to mine out a free base pretty much at the same time. He's only really going to have his mineral only, so he's got to keep his base alive. He's got to get this base set up if he wants to play this game. So, I mean, Kwark makes some really good moves. He knows that this is the most important, focus of the map to pay attention to. So, but it looks like Machine might be able to clean this up. Let's see that hatchery list. Let's see the hatchery. Oh, he just takes down the hatchery. And so, yeah, I mean, Machine's in a rough position. Kwark making some really good moves. He didn't cancel that natural hatchery, so that went down as well. So, Kwark really just giving himself a really solid lead in this game. He got 2.5 bases set up at this point, with mineral only being a half, I guess. But yeah, man, Machine's on a timer.
Yeah, 100%. It's not looking great for Machine right now. I don't know what his upgrades are like. I assume he's still down in carapace upgrades. Yeah, just 1-1-1 or 1-1 for the melee and carapace. I don't know, man. He has his work cut out for him to get back into this game. I do think if he gets these 2 bases up right away and he's able to defend both of them, maybe get some defilers over to the top left and get some dark swarms down. Kwark's armies seem to have been very heavy on Zealot and Dragoon, so Hive Tech should be able to deal with this fairly well. I'm actually surprised that Kwark has such a high Templar heavy army comp here, because that is a very, very hard to control unit composition. Generally mixing in some Archons pays just dividends for late game army compositions.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any Defiler play from Machine. I feel like a Darkstorm here and there would be really, really effective, especially if you look at the mid right and if you look at that mineral only he's setting up. Like, it's all cannons, right? Like, he's got storms there. Actually, I haven't missed any DT on the ramp, but he needs to start doing some damage. He's just playing defensive all game. If you look at Machine, even when he had the advantage, he was playing defensive. That's sort of characteristic of Machine's style, but it's really working to Kwark's advantage. Like, one Darkstorm could take, cannons are just decoration under Darkstorm, and if he can just start like trying to etch away, what is it? I don't care what the word is. He needs to start doing some offensive damage, and these lurkers are all bunched up.
Yeah, but the High Templar are right on top of them with, oh wow, okay, with a couple more favorable lurker spines there. I feel like he could have actually killed all of the High Templars before Kwark was able to get his army under control. This is such a small army. Look, Kwark has 170 supply, but this army is so wimpy.
That's where his army is, yeah.
He's really struggling to get all of his army into one place to attack here, and he's just going to get sandwiched here. This is going to get cleaned up. I think Machine has actually kind of done it. Like, he's secured this top left. And as long as he can keep it, if this like second wave of his Kwark's other half of his army doesn't do the trick, I mean, I think Machine's actually totally fine. And I feel like Machine has the superior mechanics for sure right now. He has been more active on the map. He has gotten punished for it at times, but I feel like Kwark just isn't able to actually mobilize his entire army late game properly.
I wonder if that was deliberate, right? He had that army sort of in front of his third, like maybe preparing for a counterattack. If I go to the top left, Machine's gonna send his army this way. But it just seems like you should just keep a couple of High Templar and some Zealots at each base. You shouldn't have half of your army, especially if you're trying to take out the most important position of the map right now for Zerg, which is setting up his top left. So you're absolutely right. I don't know if that was a decision by Kwark or if that was a mechanics issue, but he should have had that army together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It could have been just a deliberate choice from Kwark here, but I'm not sure if it's the correct one. He is getting sandwiched yet again. This army should get cleaned up. There is a little bit of a flank with some zealots, but still very weak flank. I'm surprised that his army is dealing with this as well as it just did.
The whole game
more
I've
good
been
storms.
like impressed by Quark's storm, but I don't know if it's Quark's good storm or if Machine is just not dodging storm. Like I haven't seen him move Hydras out of storm. I think he maybe needs to be more active. He's a macro player. He's probably always in back macroing. A lot of Zergs do that. You know, there's a lot of good Zergs that do that. But it just seems like when Kwark storms, you know, whatever's under storm will die. And so it's. I think that could. I don't know, man. I've never seen such effective storms.
Yeah, he is really cleaning up the Zerg forces with these storms. I wonder how many kills total his High Templar have got in this game. It's got to be an insanely high number.
Tim is literally counting for us. A lot of the High Templars have died already. Tim. You can't keep up with the count. We see a DT drop coming. I wonder if this is going to be into the main, try to take out all of the tech. We see, like, I'm assuming he's got a second shuttle coming out. We see a battle in the main, but I'm really wondering where Kwark is going to send that. I guess the two main positions would be top left to try to take out that expansion, or the top right to take out the tech. And it looks like it's going to be to the top right.
Yeah, a little surprising to me. Like I was saying before, I don't think it's necessarily the right choice to like split up your army to defend one location and attack another. I feel like you need to just have like a decisive strike at one place, right? So like if you wanted to do this DT drop in the top left and then go hit top right with the rest of his army, I feel like that would be a pretty effective tactic, because late game a lot of times Zerg will overcompensate their defense for their new bases and kind of leave their core macro hatcheries and all their tech buildings a little more exposed than it otherwise would be. Which I think might be the case for Machine, actually, but I'm eating my words here. There's ATTs, and they're just going to eat up everything in the Zerg main.
I was going to say, I bet you feel silly, because he's using the army to attack the top left and dropping the top right, which is pretty much almost exactly what you said. So, you just can't comprehend the level. There's a reason you're just 2,000.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
If you just learn, just sit down and write this down.
I'll just switch to Protoss after this.
I mean, we all know that's the easiest way to get to A.
Yeah.
And the most dangerous players at B. The best Protoss players don't get out of B. I can tell you that for a fact as being the best Protoss player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we see another drop in the top left. Kwark, I think he's done it, man. This is the 26-minute mark. And the only place Machine is mining out of are those two top left bases, and it's not happening anymore. Right? He's got that mineral only as well.
3 shuttles. He's going for
speed shuttles, bro. This is Bisu playing TBT. Like
this is the Polish, the legendary Polish recall, isn't it?
This is the British recall. This is the colonization recall. We're here to take your lands, and it's happening. We see a great storm coming in. This might be the finishing move right now.
Yeah, I mean, Machine is still in it. I mean, the supplies aren't.
You see, we just showed that there is no top right left. There's no evidence there's anything ever there.
Yeah, he did wipe it off the face of the planet. These British people, man, absolutely disgusting.
Kwark is on 5 bases mining right now. And Machine is on 1, maybe 2. To count that mineral only, 2. Yeah, 2. 3 if he gets this back up with this hatchery at 300 health. Like I think Kwark just needs to figure out how to finish this game.
It's just the story of my life, man. You know, the Zerg just plays and plays and plays. They just play their heart out all game, and then Protoss kind of just wanders around in the dark and just does whatever they want, and then they end up winning anyway. It's just really depressing, man. How do you live with yourself? How do you sleep at night?
I sleep really well. Every time I think about a Zerg or a Terran whining, it's almost like a Bob Ross painting story where I just fall and nod off.
It's really, really gross. You should. You're going to pay for this.
Am I though?
Words. Yeah. You're on a list. You're on the.
I'm already on a list, and I'm a brown guy in America. We see a middle left Kwark setting up to take another base. Yeah, I mean, I think might be Machine's last hurrah, and we see Kwark go for Reapers, just really great defensively. Another fantastic storm. Machine trying to set. Yeah, no, these Hydras are getting all bunched up. I don't think this is gonna do it, man. Where was that Reaver shot going, man? That was gonna go straight to Kwark's main base.
I've never seen a Reaver Scarab go through that many units.
That Scarab has been working. The Scarab been doing that P90X.
Yeah, I think this is definitely Machine's last draw for sure. Somehow, like, despite losing so much, like so many drones and everything, he does still have like a fairly decent supply, but he does seem to be running out of steam for sure. I mean, look at Kwark's bank. It's just
Kwark is an accountant, man. That guy is good with the. We see that here, and yeah, I mean, we see the speed shuttle, we see the Reaper. He's probably gonna send that straight to top left, finish off that hatchery that he left at 300 health. Like Kwark is really play. Honestly, I'm really impressed by Kwark's play because I have thought of him as sort of a gimmick player. He's got some builds after the games. He's showing some really good solid, like in a standard play. Machine is not a any joke of a player. Like Machine's a very strong macro Zerg, and he's just showing some really impressive play for here.
yeah, 100%. I've been impressed by Machine's play as well. He is running out of steam, but the late game ZVP is like split map ZVP. It's insanely hard. Jokes aside, I mean hard for both Protoss, both the Zerg, but he is down in economy right now. So the fact that he's holding on at all is very impressive.
Yeah, he might get the cancel on this side. I think he's going to kill this Nexus. He's going to set up the drone there. If he can set up this mid left, I think Machine might still be in this game, but he's going to need to keep these Hydras alive. Does Darkstorm help the opponents as well if they're under Darkstorm? It does, right?
Yeah, it does.
So those Reapers were invincible. Because Lynx can't kill Reapers, you know that.
Yeah.
Those Reapers were under Darkstorm.
yes. You are 100% correct.
Yeah, I was wondering why those Reapers wouldn't die, and I was like, wait, there's nothing that exists that can kill them.
So those are all those Reavers. That's an insane amount of Reavers. He's not even gonna put them into shuttles now. He's just gonna crawl over.
Why do you need? Once you have 6 Reavers, what do you need a shuttle for? You just send them and kill everything in its way. Like he probably has the Reaver upgrade on it as well, the damage upgrade.
Did you see that game from ASL? I forget who the Protoss was.
You're talking about Sins versus Effort on Eclipse.
Sins, yeah. Dude, that game was one of the most insane games I've ever seen in my life.
You know, the day after Crossy ran into Sins on ladder on Eclipse, and Sins did the same exact build.
Oh my god, dude.
He killed Crossy. But like Crossy almost had it, but like it just shows why Effort's on a different level. Like Effort made it look easy, yeah.
Well, it looked closer than I expected, even in Effort's game, though. Honestly.
Yeah, that build is strong, man.
You see them just crawling, like slowly but surely, and it's like you just know you're on a timer. Like, are you gonna have enough to deal with it?
You have 40 seconds. Are you gonna have enough to kill it?
It's like
a crazy build.
It's like being told when you're going to die. It's got to be like just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, and Machine GGing. Machine throwing up a real good fight, but honestly, Kwark has really impressed me. He's more than just a gimmick, man. The guy's got really solid play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm impressed as well.
What is his name here? Sun wash in my eyes? Is that what that said?
Sun was in my eyes.
Sun was in my eyes.
So
okay.
Kwark is too cool for sunglasses, I guess.
Yeah, or hats.
Yeah, and he's really just like throwing it in his opponent's face, like
probably really active. He's always outside. I don't remember
playing with one hand, and he can't even see. So
can't even see. He just told Machine, "Listen, man, I'm at the beach right now. I'll play. I brought my phone. I can play on my phone. Sun is in my eyes." Machine's got his media tag on. He's playing his hardest. Kwark is just joshing, man.
Dog ate my build.
Dog ate my build. Oh my god, that dog is gonna die. It's a toxic build.
It looks like our game 2 will be starting shortly here on Eclipse. So, wow, that means Machine picked Eclipse.
It is loser's pick, isn't it? Do you think Machine? Yeah, I think I asked you this before, but the last time I saw Kwark playing a PvZ on Eclipse, right? The last 2 times I've seen him play a couple of plays. Some playing against Hawk, where he went with a DT rush, right? He went to like a 3 Corsair, 2 Zealot, 3 DT attack at like 710, right? And then the next game was against Crossy with a proxy gateway. Won both of those games, by the way. So I mean, Kwark is no joke on Eclipse. It seems like I wouldn't pick Eclipse if I was Zerg.
Yeah, and Sorry, I don't hear the stream notifications while I'm casting, but it does look like we got a few other donations here. We're up to $260
Oh, wow.
for our Turf Wars 2 goal. So thank you. Sorry, I didn't catch whoever donated, but we really appreciate it. And I do obviously want to shout out before the game gets going here that, yeah, again, we are fundraising for Turf Wars 2. It's the next North American Team League event that Rogues Gallery is putting on. It'll be pretty similar to our first Turf Wars event from last year. We're going to be having a live draft on the 7th, so please look forward to that. I think we're going to be having about 4 teams this season, and the signups recently closed. A ton of North American players from both the last Turf Wars and from the more recent events have signed up, including Machine. I'm not sure if Kwark ended up signing up, but yeah, please consider donating if you want to see more North American events in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Kwark playing in this series, and I think qualifies him, right, to be drafted?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And yeah, just getting to the game really quickly, we see Machine opening pool. He's the gray Zerg on the top right, and we see Kwark doing this outdated Forge first build per Kwark in the bottom left. Seeing this Forge first makes me think he might do that DT Rush build that we saw him doing against Hawk. And at least I saw him do on ladder against Hawk. And I'm not gonna lie, I asked him for the build and he sent it to me. I have no shame.
Have you? You've been doing it. You've been.
No, I've actually never done it. I did it once or twice with Herman. I think I made him mad. If you're listening, Herman, sorry about that. But I was trying to use it against George in one of my CPL games, but I ended up not using it at all.
Well, I agree wholeheartedly with Urban that you're bad and you should feel bad for using that build because
I don't feel bad at all.
Absolutely gross. Just
I
don't
really feel
disgusting.
bad at all. The only regret I have is that more DTs. I'm a little worried about this cannon placement. I don't know if that reaches the top right. So if you know if you have Hydras on, does that reach? Tim, you would know better.
Cannons actually have basically the same range as siege tanks, so I think it'll be okay.
Listen, if this was a siege tank, that could be where the Nexus is and still hit Hydras. And yeah, I mean, we see Kwark going with his Forge first. We see Overpool Hatchery into Gas before third. So we're going to see either quick link play or quick link speed or quick lair play. And we see him setting up for the third at 12 o'clock. So I'm excited to see what Machine does on this map.
There's just so many options.
Yeah. I mean, when you get the early gas, you do sort of open yourself up. You can do anything, right? You can get quick hydras, you can get quick speed, you can get quick lair. Like anytime I see gas before the third from the Zerg, I add a second cannon. I just don't want to mess with it, man.
Interesting. I was saying last game rather. I actually love it when people go Forge because then I can just like do my classic old 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra build. Get the 230 gas, get your Spire on time and everything. It just feels so comfy, which most of the time isn't the case against Gate Fast Expand. But it does look like Machine is just going for an early lair. He'll probably get the Spire right after to get some Scourge to defend against Corsairs and get some scouting in. And yeah, hopefully, if there is any weird DT shenanigans, he'll respond accordingly. But I hope he gets to just play his game this time. Actually, he played way better than I expected last game. So I think his macro is just on point, like consistently throughout the match. Like his macro was really impressing me.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the only thing he had was a bit of a shortage of gas. I have 2 questions. Well, first, I want to note that the first one's not a question. But given that I know the Quark's build for this does kind of look like the fast DT build. He's getting that for fast second gas on this map. He likes to do it on this map. Second question I have is, if you're a Zerg and you're just going to play standard 3-hatch lair, 5-hatch Hydra play, would you get the gas before the third hatchery? Because it did look like Machine was trying to rush to get that gas quickly. Like, does this not look like he's going to make mutas maybe?
I think it's as far as I could tell, I wasn't paying 100% close attention to his gas timing, but yeah, this is just a pretty stock standard.
I mean, you're not a Protoss, you don't have to pay attention to his gas timing, Just
oh yeah,
make link and win, right?
I don't. What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by you making lings and winning?
Yeah,
I'm talking about 45% of your wins.
I've never. I don't even make lings. What are you talking about?
And the other 55 are Hydras. And we see the fast Templar archive, and we see the fast
Maybe
this
if you classes would just go forged more often, you wouldn't. That wouldn't happen. Maybe you bring it on yourselves. Think about that.
Listen, I have a great tidbit for you here. We're gonna see the DT rush here, and I'm kind of wondering to see if Machine can hold this. I mean, if you watch even any of Kwark games on this, you would expect on Eclipse, you would expect this. So, and I think that's going to be what's happening here.
No, I totally agree, but this is really confusing me right now. This spore colony here, what is that?
This is to see the DTs when they come. Kwark, I mean, Keen. Sorry, did I call you Kwark?
Yeah,
I think he's expecting this. I think Machine must have watched a couple of plays. He must have heard about Kwark's builds, and there's no other reason to build a spore here, unless you're expecting DT rush.
I'm not sure that that's the correct.
It might not be correct, but I'm not a good player.
Counter to DTs, but I could be wrong too. We'll have to see.
Well, I'm excited to see what comes out of these gateways next. I'm expecting to see 3 DTs coming out very shortly. And yeah, let's see. We see these things, and this should be 3 DTs coming out of these guys. And we see there is 1, there's 2, and there's 3. No. Here we go.
Well, I'm scared here because he has a sunken at his 3rd, but there's no overlords to speak of. There's no spore there. And even if there was, there's no units. So
listen, I think ladder is about to get a lot harder for any Zergs for the next couple of days. Those of you guys watching, write this down. This is gonna get you in.
Is he going? It looks like he's actually going for the natural, which is not the place that you want to be.
Another thing I've noticed when Kwark does this build, he never goes for a 12 o'clock. He always goes to the natural. So,
that's strange.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what happens. And so he's not even exploring the 12. He's just going to go back now once he sees the support in the sunken. So I don't know if that was a good move by Kwark here.
Well, we are the observers here. We see everything is happening. So I think it's pretty safe to say that it was absolutely not the correct move because the 12 o'clock was very exposed. He could have just completely destroyed it, but he just went to the natural and then left. So Machine's actually totally fine.
Kwark is actually deathly afraid of ramps. It's phobia. So it's you can't help it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't see clearly, it makes a lot of sense to avoid uneven terrain.
Yeah, I mean, listen, London's always under 5. Kwark, I thought would be used to this, but we see him with another Dark Archon. So I mean, listen, I made a couple of jokes about it last game, but it came out to really good effect with the Maelstrom from his Hydras and Subsequent Storm. So he put it to good use, and it's going to be useful against the Mutas, especially since he's not building a lot of Corsairs. But there's only 1 cannon in the main. And let's see, I don't think Maelstrom should be ready yet. So I think he can get a lot done here. You see the first storm whipping a little bit.
Yeah, the first storm seemed to have killed the Corsair actually, but no mutas.
Well, I did a lot more damage on the than I anticipated, but that might have come from the Corsairs. But it did kill a Corsair. So pretty good storm. I mean, if you're entire thing, and we see Tim pointing out that Machine's already surpassed Kwark in supply here, and that's what's going to happen if you're not building units, right? If you're building such heavy gas units, it's a really great drone count. Wow, I'm scared. I don't like seeing such a good saturation. That's my phobia.
I'm so happy for Machine. This is like dream scenarios there when Protoss goes for some ridiculous early all-in, and then they just don't do any damage, and then you just just like skip along happily.
Yeah, here's another thing. Kwark's main, he's got 2 cannons right in the mineral lines. That's not where you really want them. And it's going to really disturb his mining a lot here. You see where he's got those 2 pylons above the Templar Archive? That's where you want your cannons. So it doesn't really disturb the mining. Yeah, this is going to really affect Kwark for the rest of this game.
But let's be honest with ourselves here. I mean, probes are so quick and so efficient anyway. Like, does it really make any difference?
It does when you're funneling them into 2 little gaps. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing here. Look at it. There's 3 gaps. This is absurd. But yeah, I mean, where those 2 pylons are above the Templar Aircraft, that's sort of where you want for your cannons, and maybe a 3rd one by the gas. But you want to avoid putting them in the mineral. Just a small tip. You can't really get away with doing that in the natural, but in the main, you definitely want to do that. But yeah, he's definitely got a little bit of wonky stuff going in the natural as well, especially with the Stargate there.
Just think of it as streamlining them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Machine's got a commanding lead, but he had a commanding lead last game, and the longer the game went, Kwark showed that he actually has a very strong mid game, and we see him making the right decision here. He's setting up for his third at the 8 o'clock position. So I mean, Kwark doesn't have a game, a way to win this game from 2 bases right now. So this is the right move here.
Yeah, but at the same time, we see Machine hasn't even taken a fourth here yet. He's just been powering Hydra very hard on his 3 bases. He has a very, very strong Muta and Hydra Force here, so he can still potentially pick off a couple High Templar with those Mutas. At the very least, waste a Storm and a Maelstrom. And it does look like he's getting a little aggressive here. And we see Kwark has kind of struggled a little bit with keeping his army completely together, and these High Templar and Goons are going to get caught out a little here. So this is really big.
Yeah, losing those 3 High Templars is massive, because those High Templars are banking storms.
Oh my god.
He just lost about 6 storms there, and that's a huge deal.
Look at
his army is
so tiny.
Maelstrom. It's a tiny army, great Maelstrom, but losing 3 and then trying to take a third, I don't think he's gonna be able to take a third now, because he hasn't started it yet. He doesn't have High Templars above the ramp. It's just gotta be. I think Machine should kill that. But Machine needs to dodge these storms, man. I know he's probably macroing or something, but he's just making Kwark's small army way more effective than it is just with some storms.
Yeah, everything kind of conspiring against Machine there a little bit. I mean, we talked about Kwark struggling a little bit to keep his army together, but Machine also split his army into. There was one group of Hydras down near the natural. There was one group that was killing the third, and then the rest were attacking uphill into that small Protoss force. So, despite the fact that Machine had a huge army advantage, he kind of squandered it a little bit. Very unfortunate.
He did squander it, but you know what the bad sign is for Kwark here? The Machine lost all that army and is still almost even with Kwark on supply. And that just means he's got a fuck ton of drones.
And he does have he has his 4th up now, and he's gonna deny this 3rd again.
How did Kwark know that guy was coming? How did he know that he canceled it right on time? I don't know, man. Kwark's got that big brain, man. He's
got the 6th sense.
He canceled that right on time. He saw see that, but we see Machine setting up the 4th here, and he's setting up these overlords to make sure that Kwark doesn't take any surprise bases. He's got a spotter at the bottom right, so Machine's checking all the boxes. He's macroing. He's got his minerals. I mean, he's at 900, but he's okay. He's still even almost on Kwark on supply. If he just plays this game of denying Kwark 3rd, he's in a great position. He's only got 7 drones at the 12 o'clock. That's not good. He's gotta get a little bit better distribution. Another round of drones, but that's a lot of lurkers, man.
Yeah, it is always a common pitfall to kind of have wonky drone distribution, because you end up building buildings with your drones. I mean, the life of a Zerg is just a hard life. Let's be honest here. Every time you even want to make something, you have to kill your own people to do it.
I mean, yeah, man. How many gateways does Kwark have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. No, 7, 8. I'm missing 2. I'm blind. I'm blind, guys. But
you need some sunglasses.
This is yeah, I need some sunglasses, and I need a dog. But yeah, no, Kwark is okay. I thought he was only on 6 gateways. I was about to be appalled and shocked, but Kwark is smarter than I am. So
nothing to be ashamed of.
I mean, I wasn't ashamed, yeah, man. And then we see Machine. Yeah, if you can set up a really, really good thing here, he looks like, I don't know how far he's going to break this year. He's got a lot of storms, though. Machine doesn't like to dodge storms, but he's not going to be able to reinforce this because when you lurk it in the middle.
Dude,
this might be game ending.
Really scary. He's just running in with all those zealots. Oh my god.
Oh, what a Maelstrom! Dude!
But
Maelstrom only lasts like 8 seconds.
Yeah, well, only 8 seconds. Yeah, wow, what a terrible spell.
It's basically like an outfit that you have to wear for 8 seconds. It's fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But somehow Kwark cleans this up.
But he took an insane amount of damage from that. All of his zealots are dead because he just ran straight. In case there's any newer players or CPL players watching right now, that is not how we want to approach a lurker can take. You do not want to run face first in with 20 zealots.
Unless you're a CPL player from the opposite team, then yes, that was great because look, he cleaned it up really quick. And so if you're on the opposite team, you should do that. But we see, listen, the name of the game right now for Kwark is taking the third. He's not going to win off of the minerals. He's got about maybe 3 minutes left on these 2 bases, and Machine knows that as well. Machine's played. Well, he's got a.
I mean, look at this. I mean, Actually, if you think about it, this is some next level gameplay from Kwark. Losing all those probes at his natural, now he's not going to mine out for, a few more minutes. So he's actually going to be in the game for quite a bit longer. Really,
I try that strategy all the time when I relative to all my probes. It's like, well, joke's on you. I
yeah.
can just play 3 days.
I wanted to keep this for later.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
kill them myself. Thank you for sparing me. Yeah.
And now I don't have to make pylons for a while. So
Yeah.
joke's on you, idiot.
Yeah, I bet they feel stupid. And they spend money to do that. Wow.
Really,
Anyway.
really just ridiculous.
God, people wonder why they're bad. Anyways, let me see another. And Machine really is trying to just separate, and yeah, Kwark GG's. Because if he doesn't get the start up, he's got maybe a handful of units. This is like Rocky and Friends. It's not gonna happen. So Machine evening up the series. Really, really good job by Machine, picking Eclipse and just defending Kwark's DT build really well.
Yeah, that was the game that I expected last game, honestly, because I felt like Machine had a huge advantage last game, but he just kind of mismaneuvered his army a little bit. And when he started like leaking units in the middle of the map, I think that was like the beginning of the end for him. But I mean, he's shown both games that he has really, really on point early game builds and like early mid game macro. Honestly, I think from what I've seen before, Machine might be the favorite here to take this series.
Honestly, personally, Machine was my favorite before the series started. I know we talked a little bit before the stream started, and you were. I'll just reveal it. You thought Kwark was gonna win, so I think it just reveals that I'm a little smarter than you are. Gene.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, and sometimes you lose a lot.
Just starstruck by Kwark. He's just a larger than life personality. He's just a force to be reckoned with. So it's not an everyday occurrence that you find a Zerg that can stack up to him.
Yeah, I'm checking Twitch chat right now to see Kwark's thoughts on the game. I think we'll have to wait a little bit on that. But yeah, man. I'm wondering what the next map is going to be. This is Kwark's pick. I don't think Kwark expected to have to pick a map all series. But here we are. And
What do you think? What? I mean, all the maps are just so good for Protoss. As a Protoss player yourself, what do you think you would pick here?
Well, we see he ended up picking this Ascension, and it's probably a subtle hint that he should have been included in Arcos' Ascension series because he would have easily won this. If I was a Protoss player, yeah, there are maps I would avoid, but there are maps like I would avoid like Sylphid maybe, but I'm fine playing like Polyploid or Eclipse or any of the standard maps. I think they're fine. And I know 50-50 sounds 50-50 maps like Eclipse sound like it's very unfavorable to Zerg because you guys are normally used to having 60-70% win rate maps. So I know it's very tough to play unfair maps, but sometimes you gotta deal with that. There are maps I would avoid, but otherwise it makes a difference to me.
Well, yeah. So it looks like it'll be on Ascension, actually, like you pointed out. It'll be the magenta Protoss Kwark again in the bottom right, and our black Zerg Machine in the bottom left.
I'm actually not too familiar with Ascension. Have you played this map at all?
I haven't played it myself. I have watched a little bit of ASL, but kind of a surprise to me. I kind of considered it. I'm honestly, I'm not even sure what the stats are, but it's based off of Blue Storm. It's like a 3-player Blue Storm, and I always really liked the ZVP on Blue Storm. I also think it's kind of hard for Protoss, so maybe Kwark knows something I don't, but it's not the map that I would have picked, honestly.
Well, I think it is kind of Protoss favorite, as you can see in the chat here. There are 10 patches in the main and 8, I believe, in the natural, which is a little favorable to Protoss. Yet more minerals off playing on 2 base than other races, especially in PvZ where you just sit on 2 bases for a little while. But yeah, I mean, Blue Storm was definitely a big map for Protoss, mostly because of the Zergling run bys. But I don't know if we have the same problem with setting up a wall on this map. I know people have compared it to the 3-player Blue Storm, but I don't think we have the same issues with the wall. So I think that's a big difference.
Yeah. Is that actually that pylon, man? That is making me think that it's going to block the Nexus.
I don't think it's going to block.
Might be right on the edge there.
When it's going to block, you know for sure. When you think it's going to block, it's in the perfect place. That's the secret.
Okay.
I'm serious. That's probably the perfect place. If you're like a little uncomfortable, it's probably in the right place.
What if you're a lot uncomfortable?
Then it's in the wrong place. Well, if you're a lot uncomfortable, you just have anxiety because you talk.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I do suffer from anxiety.
Well, we see that it has about a 1 cannon gap between the pylon and the forge, which means it's probably in the right place. There's a couple of ways to tell, and there's a lot of anxiety that I get, and especially on like maps.
Oh,
So,
my
it is
God.
actually
What
the
a-
perfect place.
What a brilliant building placement.
You wouldn't understand. And we see what is this, an overpull? I actually didn't know. Not an overpull. This is a hatch first into pull for Machine. Machine likes his hatch first build. We see him doing it twice now in 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this is actually a pretty nice map to hatch first on because even if it is against Forge, you know, there's no real space to cannon rush, which is always a little bit of a threat.
Yeah, I mean Kwark doing the outdated forge first, but he's it's a pretty optimized build for him. He's got the cannon gateway. He's probably gonna set up his gas quickly. He's not gonna really need his second pylon before the core. So he's been doing the same thing for 3 games now. So in terms of the opening, so it's pretty it's worked well for him. I mean he's the 2300 MMR Protoss.
So check this out, though. He got the hatch first off, and he also took his third kind of forward, going towards the Protoss a little bit. So do you think he also got his gas after his third hatch went down? Do you think he's actually going to go for a little 3-hatch Hydra play here?
I mean, listen, if I see a hatchery ever going towards me, I assume it's Hydras always, and so that's what I expect from Machine as well here. Yeah, I mean, there's no other reason to make a hatchery towards the Protoss, right? Unless you're doing a Hydra bust.
I would think so. I mean, because otherwise it just makes you a little more vulnerable to early Zealot or DT timings.
Well, let's look at this map. What are the other thirds you could have taken, right? There's a third right there. So it looks pretty, like it's pretty much of an open area though. It looks pretty vulnerable, but I don't know if the 6 o'clock is much more protected. And you wouldn't take a far third here. That's way too far. So I mean, might just be the best place to put a third. I've seen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you could be right, and it does look like Machine is not going for any kind of early gas. He's just he stopped mining gas after speed and just getting his 5 hatcheries up.
Yeah, he might just be not that familiar with this map like the rest of us are, and that's just the most natural place for the third. Typically though, if you do see, out there, if you do see a hatchery going towards you deliberately, it's probably a 3-hatch Hydra bust.
And meanwhile, Kwark has been scouting perfectly this entire time. He's getting a very fast +1.
This is going to be a 4-gate speed lab bust.
Yeah, like he knows exactly what Machine is doing. He knows that there's no lair in sight, and the Overlord is respecting the threat of a goon. So Machine could be in very, very big trouble here. He doesn't even have a Ling at the front to scout the forge spin timing. So I'm not sure he's going to even be aware of what he's in for here.
Yeah,
really
I mean, Kwark has 2 probes on the map for Sunday. He's got one in the main and then one over there. This timing hits at around 6:45 is when your +1 and your speed finishes, so you can move out a little before that. And looking at 4-hatch into lair, I think Machine might be very vulnerable against this because he's not going to have that many units preparing for this. And given that he made that forward hatchery at 6:45, those Zealots, you can't lose to Zealots. Why are you moving out to Zealots, man? Dude, go back.
Yeah,
but anyway, like given the forward hatch, like that's extra vulnerable. So I think this is Kwark game to lose here, man. If you can execute this properly.
I do think that he's.
This is not that build.
This is actually a DT build. Interesting.
So why would he start the +1 so early? It's a little confusing. Maybe it's a little bit of both. DT plus speed plus +1. Maybe hits a little later. I'm not quite sure. Normally you don't get the Temple Archive this early if you're doing the speed lab bust.
And he's this is.
And he's got the second gas. Might be the Archon push that we see Dragon doing.
Yeah, that could be. That was a very strong build. Very tough for Zergs to deal with that.
Yeah, it comes with like 8-10 Zealots and like 2 Archons. Normally you make your second gateway in the natural, so you can morph the 2 Archons at the same time. But yeah, we see Kwark hiding this probe. Let's see if Machine finds this. But I'm more. It's given the Templar Archive and given that the DTs failed last game, I think it's going to be the Archon push. But I guess Kwark will let us know soon, especially given the early +1. And we see the first High Templar coming out, so that's what I think it's going to be. But I guess we're going to find out soon.
Yeah, yeah. Also kind of a surprise. I mean, Machine did make mutas last game, right? But first game he didn't make mutas at all, and Kwark did. He got perfect scouting, so I don't know. I do think that just a straight up +1 build would have been really good here, but Kwark
Yeah,
has
I
a
think
game
the
plan.
+1 would have done a lot of damage here.
Kwark has a game plan though, and he's following it. I gotta respect that.
And yeah, we see Tim pointing out Machine's already caught up in supply with him, and he's done that every single game almost. Machine just showing solid fundamentals. This is honestly, like, if you think about it, it's like one of the more fundamental players like Machine. Like, he's in that striker mold where you're like always just playing the meta, you're playing properly, you're not missing throws. And we see that Kwark is actually banking these high Templars, so it's not the Archon build at all. So I'm just actually confused. It's absurd when you have full vision and you don't know what Kratos is doing. And we see he has 2 forges up, so he's gonna. It looks like a 2-1 timing from the Kratos. He's gonna use those 3 high Templars to the Goon range spinning, is what I'm assuming that is. I can't assume that he's gonna go for air weapons at this point, so it might be a Dragoon. There's a build that Noni used to do where you make 3 high Templars early, and you do a 2-1 push off massive Dragoons and 3 high Templars, and I wonder if that's what this is. But in those builds, I don't think you can Corsairs, so this could be a sort of a Kwark adaptation of that build.
Yeah, you don't see Stargate that late every day. I'm honestly, I have no idea what to say about this build. I don't know.
You know, back in 2009, 2000, I used to play Bridwar at a D+ Icy Cup level before I quit playing for 10 years. That was a build I used to do every PVZ. Forge expand into 3 high Templars, Dragoon range, mass Dragoons, and you just have Storms. And it worked pretty well at the D+ C- level. So I want.
Do you think Kwark was inspired by you?
I think he might have been inspired by Noni. I mean, people know they can't copy my build. You know the level of skill it takes to execute the things that I do. Kwark knows better, man.
Dude, look at this. Look at Machine just has balls of steel, man. I've never seen this.
Dude, he's just expanding right towards the Kodas. The next base is gonna be next to Kwark's main. It's just gonna be.
He's gonna kill that third, and then he's gonna take the third.
He's just gonna take the third, then the natural, and then the main. Kwark is like economy,
like,
bro. I mean,
really just feeling himself after last game. This is my series now.
Dude, how many hydras does he have? But he's gotta start fucking dodging these storms, man.
That
He's making Kwark look like Jangbi. Like, come on.
I mean, let's be honest here. Storm basically takes up like a quarter of the screen. How hard is it to hit your storms?
Go to the other 75%, Keen. I'll be honest.
Machine's
playing PvP,
Machine's macro is just too insane. Because see, he has so many units. He doesn't have any spare space for the hydras that are getting stormed to move. Right.
I don't think we're talking enough about the fact that Kwark has changed his username every single game. So that means he's logging out, right? He's either, there's 2 scenarios, right? One, he's created all these usernames beforehand, he's just logging into a new one, or he's creating a new one between games. The man is not stressed at all. This is like he's just chilling, changing usernames, thinking about the little witty different names. If I was Machine, I would be angry.
Well, I'm sure he's not doing it, to like tilt his opponent or to be mean or anything.
Kwark would never do that.
Keep in mind, he's a very, very nice person, and he never does anything intentionally offensive. So
Ever.
People just misunderstand him.
Exactly. And he'll be quickly in chat, and he'll remind us all of this back as well. But I mean, we just see a standard game. Machine taking his 4th towards Kwark, and Kwark taking his 3rd away from Machine. But Kwark looks like he's gonna try to press, and that's the problem with taking this. Like, it's 15 seconds away. It's a $3 Uber ride. Like, you can just get right there, and we see Kwark taking out right away.
Also, an issue is when you set up your lurker contain in the middle of the map instead of defending where you did take the bases.
See, I wonder if it's just Machine being unfamiliar with this map. Maybe we do know that Kwark picked this map, right? So it could be a situation where Machine just doesn't know this map.
Yeah, 100%. I think Machine did agree to play this on a little bit of short notice, so maybe he didn't have time to prepare for some of the more, modern maps. So this map is brand new. It's never been on ladder before. It's a brand new ASL map, so potentially Kwark did prepare a build on this, and Machine didn't.
Imagine preparing builds.
I can't.
Yeah, I just face out like a single game, like a real man. But yeah, I mean, I think Kwark's taking a decisive advantage. Although if you look at the population, it's still way too close for this especially the PvZ, and these zealots are gonna die for nothing here. Machine is gonna hold up, but Kwark does have a third that he set up successfully, so Protoss does have a significant advantage here. Machine's got to figure out where to take his fourth, and he's got to sort of stabilize here. He's gonna take it right in the same spot. He's gonna take the fourth and fifth at the same time, and the fourth is gonna be right under the Protoss's butt, and the fifth is gonna be in a very open area. So
I mean,
you know,
think about it from Kwark's perspective here. Okay, we hold on. We see a big drop coming here. This is potentially going to be devastating.
yeah, we see. It's not as many units as I expected, I guess. But a lot of lurkers in your main coming from Doom Drop are always really tough to deal with because you don't always have observers handy. You don't know exactly where they are. You got to scramble to get back. We see Kwark, his army's out in the map. He's taking out this fifth, but he's going to lose his gateways here. He's lost a lot of probes as well.
Yeah, and he's kind of just he's just rolling with it, dude. And he's going for a base trade scenario, which I think is actually a really bad choice because now look at how many probes he's gonna need.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how many kills each of the lurkers have. Oh, he's got to burn those lurkers. The Jangbi is coming back, and he's got to burn those lurkers. But Kwark, if he doesn't have his main right now, he doesn't have his natural Havoc. He's only got one base, so he's not going to be able to kill him.
No, that army is so
dozen,
small, dude.
less than a dozen Dragoons, 4 High Templars, and a Zealot. And so 5 High Templars, I'm sorry, but it's not going to be enough.
It shouldn't be enough.
It won't be enough, and we see the flank coming in from Machine. As long as he dodges storms, like at a semi, like don't move into the storm, but he's gonna clean up this army, and yeah, I think this game to lose here. Kwark had this game.
Dozens of probe kills. I can't believe he decided to go for this base trade scenario. I guess his army was pretty far away, but even so, I feel like if he just came back, he could have cleaned it up.
Yeah, Machine really that Doom Drop was a great idea.
Yeah, that was game winning, easily.
Absolutely, just changed the complete game. Because honestly, before that, I thought I felt bad for Machine. He didn't know this map. Kwark kind of wrecked him, but this Doom Drop was like, no, it doesn't matter what map it is. The Doom Drop is a drop grass, and that's exactly what happened here.
Well,
and
yeah, the secret of dealing with drops is you don't let it just like sit there for 5 minutes. You actually just go back and kill it with your army. In case anyone was wondering,
for any Protoss listening, that's not true. If it's unfair, it's unfair, and you should leave. And
actually, I agree. I see what you're doing. Yeah, I agree. Just go counterattack and give up your main the instant you see a drop. Just know that there's nothing you can do to save it.
The same people that complain about recalls will tell you that Doom Drops are there. And so,
and then yeah, just ram the rest of your army into their static defense, and that's how you win.
No, there's no way to win once the Doom Drop happens. It's unfair. That's
all right. I get it now. Yeah, just leave if you see a drop.
Just leave and block him.
Completely agree with you. Completely agree.
And yeah, Machine's got full control of the game. He's got a 25-30 supply lead right now. He's got a great economy. He gets out of a 5th right now in Kwark's third if he would like. And Kwark's got this far out 4th base that he can't get to with an Elon Musk. Oh, but he's got a lot of probes there. And I'm assuming Machine doesn't know about it. So it's working out pretty well for him because that's going to keep him in the game.
How many patches is that? It's like 7, 8 maybe.
You're right, man. That's a real desperate expansion there.
6.
Yeah, they're all bunched together.
6.
There's 6. There's about 40 probes there. I mean, that's a really good ratio. But yeah, it's a Machine's game to lose here, man. I don't think he's gonna lose it. He's sniping these observers. These lurkers are just gonna continue going to gateways. Now he's gonna lose this robo. That's the game. You can't beat lurkers without robotics. Did you know that?
Dude, don't call the game so quickly.
Am I?
Know what we do here.
I'm sorry. The game. This is the game.
Kwark is still in this game. Anything could happen.
That is the game. I've been here. I know it's a game. Just right now, he's ordering
Oh
10
my
buy
god.
times for the delivery guy.
Quick
Oh,
tap
how did
out.
I know?
Who could have predicted?
Who could have known? I'm gonna take 20 seconds between games. I'll be right back.
Ah, thank God he's gone, dude. I hate it when people are just overly negative. God, what a drag. Oh man, what games tonight? Let's see, catch up with the Twitch chat here. How are you guys liking the game so far? Unfortunately, there's a little bit of delay here, so I actually can't interact with the chat at all. But while we have some downtime here, I just want to reiterate once again that Trip Wars 2 is coming up. Our live draft will happen on Friday, May 7th, at the same time as our regular show matches, 5 p.m. PDT. So if you're interested in watching, please catch that. If you'd like to donate to support Turf Wars 2 and our future North American events, consider donating. And once again, thank you for everyone who donated this evening. We really appreciate it. I'm actually... Oh, okay. What's up?
Yeah, I would never leave you alone.
I was just going to say, dude, I'm honestly, like, all jokes aside, I'm really, really impressed. I know I've said it already, but like, Machine is playing out his mind this series.
This guy really knows how to do that StarCraft match.
Well, I was watching BSL earlier, right? And I forget if it was Gypsy or Naokin. I think it was Gypsy who was mentioning, like, talking about Kenzie, talking about, like, Kenzie was kind of one of those old school players, old school Zerg players who really just, like, you know, maybe they don't have the tightest, like, Mutamicro, for instance, but they make a lot of drones and they just macro out of their minds. And I feel like Machine is really embodying that kind of sentiment. His macro has really been on point this whole series.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it before. Machine kind of reminds me a little bit of Seeker. They play just really, really solid fundamental drone Zerg, you know? And yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by Machine. I haven't really watched him play a ton. I've played him once or twice. I've seen him play a couple of games, especially against Mars, but, you know, my first time actually paying, like, a lot of attention, trying to understand what he's doing. Really, really, really strong Zerg, man.
Yeah, and, you know, you mentioned Mars. I mean, he did play Mars in a show match previously, which he lost, but, you know.
Imagine losing to Mars. Anyway, we see
ZBT, I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah, that's true. Everything is unfair, Keen. We see the Machine as a black Zerg on the top left on Polaris Rhapsody, I believe. Another one of Kwark's choices. Is this Polaris Rhapsody? Am I making this up?
No. Yeah,
it is. I was right. Tim confirmed. So, and we see the Kwark is a Magenta Protoss. I guess they're picking their colors every game. Maybe Kwark should change his color. He's down 1-2.
Hamster took mouse. I don't know about that one.
Here, oh, what is the name here? Hamster took mouse?
Took mouse.
Mouse. Oh, because there's probably not enough characters.
What is a mouse?
I think he meant to write mouse. Do you think his hamster took his mouse? Do you think Kwark has a hamster? That's a good question. We should ask him his hamster's name.
I doubt it.
He probably has a hamster, dude. I would bet you money right now he has a hamster. Oh, we see a gate first from Kwark? Have you ever seen that before, dude?
Well,
does he know how to gate first? Was that a misclick? Yeah, it was a misclick.
I mean, he's down now, right? So he has to pull out the
his hamster took his mouse, bro. He didn't mean to click that. We see a hatch first for Machine. Is that what that is? Yes, a hatch first. Yeah, I'm excited to see Kwark's multitask with 38 PM. No disrespect to low APM, Kwark would beat my ass in a PvP, just to make that clear. But I do want to see how he does his gate first. Yeah, and we see 11 hatch actually. Well, 11 hatch is the correct building is gate first. You would never expect Kwark to gate first, right? So why would you 11 hatch? Interesting build for Machine here.
Polaris is another map that I haven't really played too much. It's not a new map by any means, but it hasn't been on ladder. I don't know if it's ever been on ladder, but it certainly hasn't been on ladder recently. So, do you have any experience on this map? Like, I wonder what if the rush distance is even doesn't look very.
I assume
Very
it's
short.
similar to Overwatch, right? I've actually never played Polaris Rhapsody, even though I know the map for a while. Right now it's an ASL map, so I assume it's going to be in the next ladder pool. I saw Mini versus Queen on it a couple of games, and I've seen a couple of games on it. But yeah, I've actually never played too much of this. Yeah, the Forge is in the great position. We see him going.
Wow, really nice delay from that drone.
And he doesn't lose it.
The Zealot's like, it's too much. I got delayed too much here.
He doesn't need to turn back with the Zealot, though. I don't know why he's turning back. But yeah, he's turning back with the Zealot. We see Machines not.
Oh my god, and the Zealot's even going to go through the Overlord, so.
Yeah, there's no need to turn this. You can tell that Kwark doesn't do the gate first very often. Yeah, there's no need to turn that Zealot back. And if anything, you want to get on the map, make sure you force more lanes, wedge it between some, even if you can't kill a drone, just wedge it, kill, and that way you can send 2 more Zealots out later to force more lanes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you need extra APM to do this versus Forge. It's not like you literally just can hide Zealots on the map, and Zerg just has to live with it forever in fear.
And the other thing is that, like you said, yeah, I'm gonna ignore your nonsense. The other thing is, if he kept that Zealot on the map, for example, right, that probe would still be alive because those Zerglings wouldn't be able to chase the probe. Second thing is that those 2 Zealots that he's using to defend could be on the map right now as well. And so there's a number of reasons you want to keep that Zealot on the map. You don't need to send it back against a hatchery first. Doesn't make any sense. But I think it's a little bit of an inexperience with Gatefresh showing here from Kwark. But let's see how he transitions into the game here.
Yeah.
And we see the core done. We don't see the Stargate started yet. We see a Citadel, actually. So we see the +1. So there's actually be a gate first and a speed lot rush is my guess here. I know we thought that last game wasn't the case. Does he have a second gas setup? I'm going to guess no, he does not. So yeah, this is almost definitely a speed lot rush coming.
I'm going to fucking rip my hair out if it's not a +1 speed lot rush. I swear to God, dude. I don't know what these builds are that he's doing. But
Yeah.
Dear God, Kwark, please just do a regular build that I've seen before.
Kwark needs to figure out where the third is. We know he doesn't like to attack the third with GT stuff. He doesn't know if the third is at 12 o'clock or if it's at top right. We know it's at top right, which makes the speed lot a little more effective. If he sends it to top right, it's a lot tougher to get reinforcements out. So that basically takes longer, right?
Oh my God, the Overlord's going to get away.
Yeah, no, this Overlord is 100% going to live. The Dragoon got stuck for a second. If anything, also Dragoon was a little late. So yeah, I think Kwark is not in a great position. And also, if you're a Zerg, right, and you see this Dragoon shooting Overlord early, you're going to kind of guess that it's going to be a Zealot move out, right?
Yeah, the only thing is you have to guess what sort of shenanigans Kwark is up to. But
he saw the +1 timing as well, though.
Yeah.
Because Kwark moved back with that Zealot, the Zerglings were able to be offensive with it. So he saw exactly what time it started.
And he's not just throwing these Zealots away like he has in past games, so you have to.
There's a Stargate coming up, dude. So no, this isn't. Don't let the only Citadel fool you and the +1 timing fool you. This is gonna be a Stargate build somehow.
He's saving these Zealots for their big timing push, so it has to be just a regular speed Zealot.
You do make a Stargate with a speed lot push, but you don't make this early.
This third is so exposed. It's so far away from the main. I feel like this is going to work. And that's a lot of lanes. Those lanes aren't going to do shit against +1 Zealots.
Yeah, this is the right timing to move out with the speed lot. But if you're doing a speed lot push, do a speed lot push. You see, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Zealots. You're supposed to have like 8 or 9 when you're doing.
Well, he has a couple others, but they're very.
Yeah, and you keep them together. That's the other thing. When you make this Stargate, you try and do all the things at the same time. You just end up doing nothing really. And yeah, I think once you're actually on the map at around 7:15, 7:20, you add your second gas, you add your Stargate, not this early, and this is gonna get nothing. Just gonna
yeah.
If you're gonna do an all-in build, guys, do all in. Make it all in. Don't try to do everything.
Getting some drones here. It
Is
takes
that so?
yeah.
Okay, we got 3 drones, 4 drones, and he's lost all of his health and map control. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's got a lot done. He's gonna have to make cannons in the main natural because there's mutas on the map. He's got a cannon and he's got a cannon starting.
Well-
he's gonna keep making Stargates. I mean, the Corsairs. I don't know, man.
Thankfully, he thought ahead and he knew that this Zealot attack was going to fail, so he made his target.
I mean, you do make the Stargate, but you do it after about with the committed Zealots. It's a
Dude,
little bit rough on this build here.
you know what I'd like to see is like a. You called him Jangbi before. Let's see.
I called him Jangbi because Machine doesn't dodge storm.
The Jangbi build because he's just like Jangbi. So he can do a speed zealot +1 speed zealot into double Stargate. That's
Dude, he's
crazy.
losing his natural. He doesn't have a natural.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's gonna win this one. I think he might lose.
You wanna put some money on that? 'Cause yeah,
I will put.
yeah, he's not gonna win this game. Man.
Machine.
I think I thought the build was good up on unless he does a lot more damage, but he's got more mutas coming, and I'm assuming there's more mutas coming out of the natural. I mean, I just don't.
He's really teaching that pylon a lesson right now.
Well, that Corsair is just wailing on him. Yeah, I mean, he's actually getting a lot done with these Zealots, a lot more than the first round of Zealots, which is counterintuitive. But if Machine holds, I think I don't see a way for Machine to get back his natural.
Oh my god, he does have a second target.
He's gonna need to get up to 5
Dude.
Corsairs before he really fight the mutas.
Dude, is he going to win? Is Kwark going to win?
No way.
Yeah, but what if he does?
If he does, I'll pay you money. How much money do you want?
Uh, $5?
Yeah, I'll give you $5 if Kwark wins.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that Portas needs that. He's got 2 Stargates. Okay, that's what he's going to use to count. A lot. Listen, I've seen models do a build where you lock first and you turn this into 2 Stargates. The thing is, you don't do them at the same time, and so that's the difference between the two. I've seen that same build where you open with the speed lots +1 and then you transition to 2 Stargates. And that's you expect the Zerg to transition to mutas.
That's what I was saying. That's his Jang.
But that's not what Kwark is doing.
That is a Jang build.
It's not a Shang-Chi build, man.
It is. You want proof?
This is it a Shang-Chi build? I don't know. Actually,
It is.
I believe you.
You think I'd lie to you?
I mean, yes, but you might not be here. I don't remember a lot of Jengi's PvPs. I remember his PvTs. I remember his storms. Oh, we see those Zealots still doing a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter how much damage you Zealots do if you have 1 base. And he keeps losing these Corsairs. Don't fight the mutas until you have
Dude.
2 Corsairs.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what his thought process is with these. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't fight the mutas until you have 5 or 6 Corsairs. Just don't do it. There's no point in fighting with 1 or 2 Corsairs. There's no purpose to it.
What?
What is the go home? No purpose. This doesn't make any sense. You have 2 Stargates. You'll get there in 30 seconds. Sweet. You're doing a lot of damage to these Zealots. You took out the natural. You're getting a lot
Yeah.
of Zealots.
If he can
The only way he loses is he's still gonna lose, but like just because
I don't know, man. I think if he stops throwing his Corsairs away 1 by 1, I think
Yeah.
1 base Protoss honestly beats
when you,
a 2 base Zerg in this position because the 2 bases aren't even next to each other.
what if I told you the population were even? And Zerg has all their tech, right? And Protoss, does he even have a Temple Archive? I don't think he has a Temple Archive.
Dude. Come
I
on.
don't know what's happening, man. This is my brain hurts. I mean, it hurts always because I'm a Protoss player, but like it hurts a little more than usual.
Alright, so the mutas are dead. So it's just +1 Zealots. And I don't know how much experience you have playing Protoss, but it turns out Zealots are actually pretty cheap. You can make a lot of them even off of 1 base. And
What's your Venmo? I think I owe you $5.
Course Natural die. He didn't even kill the Nexus. I don't even know how, because the mutas were there for so long, but somehow the Natural is still up.
Yeah,
I think he's not long for this world.
those are some pacifist mutas, man. They're just tickling the The Nexus tongue at a
Oh
bedtime
wait,
story.
okay, no, he still has his Corsairs. Somehow he resisted his natural tendency to. Okay. You guys spoke too soon. Okay.
Well, he's got 5 Corsairs now. He can fight now. It was when he was like with 1 or 2 Corsairs, with, like a broken foot. And they were trying to fight 5 mutas. That didn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. But this is fine. Now he can engage. Now he can actually go kill. I'll send you $5. Or can donate to Rogue Gallery. You know.
Yeah, I think maybe you should just donate to Roscoe.
Yeah, you guys should donate to Rogue Gallery, man. If he has like good StarCraft produced well, you should donate. But yeah, I mean Kwark, dude. I should stop doubting Kwark, man. I think that's my mistake.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
everybody's mistake.
Stop doubting the Zealots.
I've never beat Action. Like and yeah, he's killing all these Overlord supply blocks. There's no way to make more Overlords. He doesn't have the gas. I guess he has a lot of gas, but I don't know, man. This is a Kwark game to lose now. I don't know how he turned. This is absurd. This doesn't make any sense. He did a build that doesn't make sense. He did Corsair behavior that doesn't make sense. Maybe PvZ is imbalanced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think Machine overcommitted a little bit, and he didn't have the Zealots at his natural at all. He sort of ignored it, tried to kill, try to just win the game with the mutas.
I can understand that because you have this like sick mutant army, and you want to it's my right. I should win this. So you want to just go kill, but turns out you have to respect the Zealots.
Turns out you have to respect the Zealots. I've never respected Zealots for us. We see Kwark on a double forge, and yeah, man, I think I'm gonna owe you $5. I'll owe Gallery $5. I'll make good on it. But yeah, you see Machine has 2 mutas and 7 hydras, so it's 8 hydras, sorry. Yeah, I've been wrong enough times. I'm gonna correct myself. She has 3 Sunkens in the main because he didn't defend the natural. And yeah, I think Kwark's gonna tie this up, man. Not to call this too early. I would never do that. I've never done that in my life.
Dude, games like this really this is pure StarCraft right here.
Yeah, is it though? Is this what was dreamed up of by Boxer?
This is what was dreamed up by the original Blizzard devs. Okay.
That's right.
None of that like pro gamer stuff, where they're doing like optimal things. This is just raw, pure StarCraft.
Nalra and Yellow watching this, throwing up a little bit in their mouths.
No, this is how they played. You ever been back and watched like really old pro gamer VODs? I mean,
This is how they played the old.
Really can't tell what they were doing at all because they're like 60p. But even if you could, like, they didn't know what they were doing back then.
They didn't know what they were doing either, so you just use your imagination.
They just made stuff.
Yeah, man. I completely agree with that, though. I mean, this is a hot take, but old programmers were not that great. Like, come on.
I'm definitely better than.
I don't think I'm better than them. I think they probably whip my ass because especially if they know the current meta, if they play today, they'll still beat me. But the way they played back then wasn't that great. I'm sure, but also I'm not a good player, so don't listen to me. We see Machine. He's got Overlord speed. He's got like about a dozen hydras. We see Kwark setting up 3rd. Kwark really trying to stamp his advantage here. See DT out on the map. How does Machine get back into this? Machine is kind of like he's half supply of Kwark right now. Kwark's got a commanding lead in Corsairs on the air. He's got a commanding lead on the ground. Commanding lead just completely.
I don't know. I guess he makes lurkers and need turtles.
That's true. I did watch a game recently, Hawk versus Scarlet. Scarlet had a huge advantage, so Hawk was like, you know what, I'm just gonna. It became a 50-minute game. That was the most miserable thing I ever watched. But Hawk clawed his way back in by turtling. Eventually Scarlet mined out, and I guess that's Machine's way back in.
Yeah.
But that was on one of those new maps. It might have. I don't think it was Ascension. It was another one of those maps.
Yeah. Ultimate Stream, I think.
Ultimate Stream, yeah, where you have the eggs at the and so it's a little bit of an easier map to do that style. I don't think you can really do that on Flower Strategy.
No, you can't, because there's no other mains.
Yeah, exactly. It's super map. Great Storm, Jengi over here. Yeah, man, and it's just a matter of time. I mean, Machine is still just on 3 bases. Kwark is on 1, 2, 3, setting up his 4th. He's just getting his gas ready because he's just so confident with no cannon he's gonna get up because he's got full control of the map. And so yeah, I mean this is it's a matter of time, man. Of course, once he sets this up, I think Kwark is just gonna push. It's probably a 150 sized army, and end the game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm wondering why he isn't pressing his advantage more.
I mean, I guess on Plotters Draft you have to deal with these ramps, these little bridges, I guess. But you see him going up to the top right now. If he does take out top right of the game, I mean the game pretty much finished, but he's really committing to the top right now. Check out what's going on over there. Tamati.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely sick flank. It definitely wasn't a misclick that split his army or anything. He was just his top right base here.
And yeah, and he's gonna take out the top right, and I think that's gonna be the game. And yeah, I was completely wrong. I mean, yeah, and we see these lurkers coming in. You know, they're the surveyors, they're the insurance inspectors. They want to see what damage is, just to make sure the payouts are correct. They die as well as the building collapses on them. And we see a counterattack from Machine, which is not that large. You know, he's got about 12.5 Hydras, 2 lurkers, and a Vita. It's not really gonna get a lot done here. 2 mules, maybe 3, but 6. Sorry, thanks for correcting me. you had to show the viewers that I was wrong. It could be 3, it could be 6. Nobody knows. People are wondering. Yeah, it's just not gonna get a lot done. He's gonna get rid of these cannons, but there's still hope for it that he's on 2 bases. So I think it's yeah, it's just Machine's last hurrah.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said all along, there's been 6 this year.
I mean, what's the difference?
7.
And 7.
I mean, yeah, there's no difference. What are numbers anyway? We made it. And yeah, what is that building that Machine's building in the macro? What is that? We're next to the hatchery. That's another hatchery, and Machine's ready to go into macro mode. Yeah, no, he's not gonna be able to kill these cannons anymore.
Well, these supplies are basically where they were 4 or 5 minutes ago, right? So, I mean,
yeah, but the difference is that Machine is 3 minutes closer to mining out. So that's a big difference.
What's the difference between 3 minutes and 7 minutes?
4 minutes.
Wow.
I'm literally a data scientist, man. I'm a scientist.
Incredible. You're really good.
That's actually my profession. I know numbers really good. Oh man, now we have a dozen mutants. So this is a Machine. I mean, listen, if there's 6 cannons at the bottom left, if there's no storms or anything there, these mutants can actually take out those cannons most likely. The Machine is not willing to just let the steam off very easily. But there are 2 Corsairs, 3, maybe 2. I don't know how to count.
You have to respect just his gumption, you know? Just the sheer tenacity of this man.
The unmitigated gall.
That's right.
And listen, he's getting a lot done, honestly. Like, Kwark doesn't have any Corsairs, he doesn't have any Dragoons, he doesn't have anything that shoots up. These Zealots can't jump, right? So it's gonna be tough, and he's gonna go to. But there are 7 cannons bottom left. But if he gets it from an angle, he can actually take out all these cannons. So listen, as long as Kwark doesn't have Corsairs, there's a chance. And there's a lot of Zealots coming, and they're gonna get some dirty looks.
They're soaking up a lot of these hits, so
that's why they're tweeting about how horrible this is. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's 3 Dragoons and 2 Corsairs that can't fight 12 meters. Or
Dude.
can it?
holy shit.
What is happening here? Yo, you might owe me $5. And you can't donate it to Rogue Gallery. I want the $5. Yeah, Machine just getting a lot done. Doesn't meet its man. At the end of the day, like he's on 2 bases. You can't mine out if you don't make your own. I guess that's fair.
Yeah, well, so there's still 50 supply difference here, but I mean,
Kwark's about to mine out, dude. And Zealots don't shoot up, as I've said multiple times. Like, I've tried it a couple times, it doesn't work.
yeah.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know either.
There's two gases here. I've never known that in my life.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
There's so many zealots that are coming. Why are you coming? Go attack. There's
There's
nothing.
slaves for the cannons and the stairs.
That's not why, man. He's got control group.
Okay. Well,
Machine GG'd, but he almost made you $5. And now the series is tied up 2-2, man. Now it's the best of 3.
I have to be right back. I'm gonna go collect my life prices.
All right. Yeah, we're all gonna have to reevaluate our last after that. But I'm just kind of excited to see what Kwark does next. Now it's Machine's pick on maps, and we have what do we have left? We have Ringing Bloom, we have Sylphid, and why do I only see 6 maps here? No. And Chakuras. So what do you think he's gonna pick? What would you pick? Oh yeah, he's gone. So it's just me, guys. I'm not gonna send him $5. I'll send him $5. I'll send it to Strom. It looks like the next map is gonna be Sylphid. So Sylphid is a pretty good map, contrary to popular belief for Zerg. It has like a 60 or a 65% win rate in ZVP on spawn bang. I personally think it's because you can't really make a real full seal without 3 pellets on it. So there's a lot of run bys and a lot of laying opportunities, especially with the gate openers. But Kwark doesn't do gate openers, so it might not work out to Machine's advantage. But I'm excited to see what Kwark has in store for this map.
All right, I'm back. I didn't know. Wow.
Next map is Sylphid, which is, I know you like to complain about it being your Protoss favorite map, but it is a 65% Zerg win rate. So Machine did pick this map next.
I've never complained about Sylph in my life.
I literally have screenshots. I've saved them. I'm gonna blackmail you when you run for president. Swear to God, I'm gonna tell CNN. I'm kind of excited. Like the biggest thing I'm looking for, to be completely blunt, is what Kwark's build is gonna be, because we know the Machine's gonna play solid macro style, honorable Zerg, right? But I'm always excited to see what Kwark's gonna do, even if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, one thing we can rely on is it not making sense.
Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes.
I don't know. Like, no, I know he has theory behind his builds. Like, I know he's thought about this a lot and stuff, and he's like planned all this stuff out. But I personally, like, have been kind of flabbergasted many games in this series. And I'm not even like joking about this, but I honestly don't understand some of his builds.
Yeah, to be completely blunt, I don't think a lot of it makes sense, but he executes a lot better than I expected. His mid game is a lot stronger than I expected. So he's actually a very strong player, and I honestly didn't really realize that until I watched these games now. Like, he has a very strong like early to mid game. What is this, a 9 pool? This is a 9 pool. And so yeah, I mean, let's see what Kwark does here. He's gonna actually scout instead of blindly putting down the forge. He's still gonna need the forge, but he can't put the next down for it, which is a good thing. He's got 9 pool speed. So Machine picked this map, and Machine picked Sylphid, and he's doing 9 pool speed on Sylphid. You can't really make a full wall here, although you can argue that Kwark has the best position on this map for walling, I guess. I think 12 o'clock is the worst. So let's see if this can do any damage.
Yeah. I mean, he'll go forge.
Imagine going forward in this day and age. I mean, Kwark would never let that happen. But he's gonna need 2 cannons, right?
Yeah, 100%. And he likely he did the first scout, so he knows exactly what's coming.
He loses the probe. I don't know why you're trying to kill a drone with your probe.
Kind of silly because. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's commenting. I'm surprised he's not doing it in Twitch chat, but he's controlling himself.
That was sloppy, and now he's in pretty bad shape. Yeah, because one of the strongest things about 9 pool speed is that it does force those 2 cannons, but also it makes it really easy for you to clean up any further scouts from Protoss. So you can keep going, you can make Morlings, you can go Hydras, you can just tech, you can expand, you can do a million things, and Protoss will be completely in the dark.
Yeah, the scariest thing about 9 pool speed isn't the first lane. So you're supposed to be able to hold those lanes. You're going forge first, you make 2 cannons, you're going gate first, you should be able to defend solid if you can, right? The hardest part about it is getting the subsequent scout. I know how to word.
Sound it out.
I know how to word in English good. But yeah, to lose even the first scout without like getting an understanding of confirming that it's speed instead of layer or something else is bad. And now he's gonna be in a really rough because we see him blocking his ramp with like 2 zealots there. It's not a ramp, but a choke. And yeah, I mean, it could be hydras, it could be mutas, it could be a ling all in, it could be anything. It could be a macro. It could be a macro cheese. And the problem is that Kwark doesn't know, and that's the scariest part about 9 full speed.
Yeah, surprisingly, Machine isn't being more proactive trying to kill this probe. It's actually, well, he is blocking his choke, but I mean, he's not doing anything with these 5 link. Oh my god!
Oh, the probe gets in.
Oh no!
Lucky for him, there's nothing to see yet.
Well,
I mean, there is.
There's no tech. There's no further tech. There's no hydras.
There's no drones on gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
there's a
that's
lot. Yeah, it was sloppy a little bit. Yeah, Machine should comment now and hop onto chat.
Well, that
as
was sloppy.
Yeah, that was sloppy because we were asking for your feedback. But we see Machine setting up for the 3rd hatchery. Kwark's core, he's setting up his core just now. He's in an okay position. Probe shouldn't be idle. Should be mining, and naturally he's got another probe coming in. Get another scout in. See what is that building above the hatchery?
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a hydra den. And that's exactly what it is. But he's got to stop the scout. Machine.
Oh my god!
Machine is playing very sloppy here with his probe defense.
I can't believe he let that happen.
Yeah, that's the one thing you have to prevent when you're doing this build. Half the point of it is to be able to stop this. Do his lings not have speed? They don't have speed.
No, there's.
So you got the 9 pull gas. He didn't make the speed. Those lings are slow.
Are they?
They are slow, dude. They're slower than the probe.
What the hell? What did
Tim, you can confirm those are slow lings, right? They're slow lings. Yeah, thank you. Those are 100% slow lings.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I believe you, but why though?
I don't know why. Man. You get the speed to block the scout. I guess he cut the drones on the gas to make it look like 9 full speed, but he actually used the gas on the hydra den. But the probe saw all of it, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's interesting.
The right counter from Kwark though. Later second gas with the Citadel before Stargate, which is fine. How many probes are here, man? What is this?
Okay, so he just that was just a misclick. He was just sending one more probe out to get even more scouting information, but he accidentally clicked 2 out. That's what that was.
I think in this situation, Machine is just best off putting up a 4th hatchery and droning. Like make a couple of hydras, force a bunch of cannons, but just switching to max because you're not gonna kill him with the hydra all in. Because he knows that there's a hydra all in. Right? He's not even upgrading on his cores because he knows the forge is gonna get taken down. There's probably a backup forge in his main somewhere.
Yeah, that forge is not going to go down.
There actually isn't, but there should be. But he's getting his cannons up first. But he's not even upgrading on his forge. He knows how. But yeah, if I'm Machine, I'm gonna switch to macro because it's just not gonna work. Not at this level.
I agree. And Machine is getting his 4th hatchery up. He is going into lair, so this could be an early lurker build. This is a very, very good map for lurker contained.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason there's a 65% going on this map. But yeah, it looks like Machine is doing that. He's not your best is to lair in the 4th hatch. Yeah, if he can maintain map control, drone up the lurker tech, I think he's still in a great position. He's forcing like 7 cannons at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's getting 6. And there's probably one in the middle line because Kwark is always afraid of mutas. But yeah, I mean, I think despite being scouted, Machine's in very good shape.
Yeah, Kwark had amazing scouting. He got basically a confirmation of everything that the Machine was doing, but still overcompensating a little bit. And he didn't see that this lair had started already. He decided to go Citadel instead of Stargate, which is kind of a misplay in my opinion, because a lot of players do get tempted to just skip Stargate and go straight up speed zealots against Hydras, which can be very strong. But at the same time, if you don't see what the Zerg is producing, whether they're making more Hydras or if they're making drones. Oh wow, what a storm!
Yeah, but here's the thing, Keen. Like, it is actually okay to go speed zealot, but Kwark didn't go speed zealots, right? Kwark didn't make this thing. He didn't upgrade speed. He didn't make any zealots. So you need to make a Stargate against. You need 1 Corsair.
You need to do one or the other. You need to have either a Sarah or a strong speed
Yeah.
response.
Or you could do both. You can make a Stargate, make one Corsair to to keep an eye out on the larva to see when they switch over to drones, so you don't overmake cannons the way Kwark did here. And you then switch over with just one Corsair. You can still go up to 4 gateways and make speed shots.
There
And
are
have a good counter push.
a lot of options that you can choose, and this is not one of them.
This is not any of the options. Yeah, exactly. Or you can just go hard into Zealots, which is fine, but you have to be making a lot of Zealots. Or you can, but like this isn't. Machine did a bad job dodging that stuff. So it did work.
He actually didn't try dodging it at all, so you can't
Yeah.
really say that he did a bad job. He just didn't do a job.
Well, doing no job is doing a bad job. If you don't show up to work, you did a bad job at work.
Well, I mean, was it really his job though? I mean, did he send
it is the Zerg's job to dodge storms.
Oh, fine.
But the point is though, like Kwark's response here, like he didn't do either. Like he skipped the Stargate, so he has no idea what to do. No idea. And that's why he has to build this Maelstrom unit, and he has to build cannon. He doesn't know.
There is
That's
that
the
pylon
reason.
though at the 4th, which is going to delay that 4th by seconds. So
1, 2. No, because the drone's not there yet, so it didn't do it.
Well,
Yeah,
he would have sent the drone earlier, but he saw the pylon there, so he knew he couldn't.
you can skip the Stargate, but you got to make a lot of speed lots, or you should make the Stargate and make one Corsair, just for anybody listening. We see a DT coming in, but is he gonna miss that? There's an Overlord, but his machine paying attention.
I'm going to the main. What?
No. He could have went into the main, but he wanted to go talk to the Hydras. And so here we are.
He's scouting the military and the army.
He wanted to get some stock tips. Should I buy some Doge? But yeah, we see Kwark trying to set up a third. If Machine sees this, it's gonna get shut down. The key is whether Machine will be able to see it. There's no Corsairs. There's a Dark Archon. I guess that's the name of that unit. I've heard of it once. I mostly see it in Rantati. But otherwise, I don't really see it unless Pest is playing.
Interesting. What is Rantati?
It's only the best game in the world. That's what StarCraft is made for. This is all UMS. Rantati is really the sport.
Tell
you
me.
should be paying attention to.
Tell me about it. I'd love to hear about this. It sounds interesting.
So first you build a turret, right? The turret turns into a unit. And then you have to kill the carrier with all the turrets that you turn into units. Then you have to build a zealot and an overlord. You have to not kill the overlord so that you can build more. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, well, you're just not smart enough. And we see one muta, which usually triggers muta builds about 8 Corsairs. But yeah, we see a couple more mutas there. I'm not gonna say how many, prove me wrong. A good Maelstrom and a couple of good storms here. Yeah, Kwark has really good army control, but it's still just too much nerf.
Yeah, dude. Machine is in control of this game 100% right now.
Yeah, he's up in supply by 20 at the 11-minute mark, which is never a good place to be no matter what matchup you're in.
Dude.
Fantastic storms built by Kwark, man.
The storms are the one thing that's keeping him in this game right now. But I
honestly think Machine could be like an S rank, like 200 MMR higher player if he could just dodge them.
Yeah, but I mean, it is very, very difficult to control large Zerg armies in general.
I mean, yeah, I believe it's hard. The game is hard. Like Machine's obviously a very, very good player. If he just dodge storm a little better, he'd just have way more units because he's obviously very good at macro, right? He's good at decision making. He's got very, very good fundamentals. He's got very good drone distribution. Just dodge storm a little better, he'd have twice as fast.
All right, Machine, if you listen to this, just dodge storms better.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Thank you for summarizing my thoughts.
Yeah, no problem.
And Machine, if you're listening to this, you shouldn't be listening to this. Same to you, Kwark. We know you're watching.
we
just
love,
kidding, Kwark is not watching.
You if you do listen.
Yeah.
I really like the decision for Machine to go with these mutas though, like Muta Hydra. Because so Kwark has been having insane storms. He's been making Dark Archons, and his Maelstroms have been pretty on point. But his weakness seems to be keeping his army like unified and together. So one of the strongest things about mutas is being able to pick off stray units, especially these High Templars. So I feel like it's a really strong choice from Machine. I really like that.
It's always good to go mutas if the Protoss is not. Corsairs, right? Because
Oh, yeah,
Dragoons, Dragoons aren't that great unless you have 50 Dragoons, and even then, like, you can always still dive and kill a unit. Yeah, I mean, I think that's always a good option for Zerg. And it's always incredibly. That's one of the things I noticed about, like, let's say 1900 level Zerg versus like a 2200 level Zerg, is that the 2200 level Zerg will always make that group of mutas when they see that I'm skipping Corsairs, but the 1900 Zerg doesn't always know to do that. And not only that, but they'll always be effective. There's a big difference maker between like a good player and a great player, and that's something I've noticed, at least in my experience. Like, I know I can't get away with skipping Corsairs being a very good player.
Yeah, absolutely. But this was what an arc by a machine, setting up his units perfectly beforehand and just getting an amazing flank on this Protoss army. And he's shutting down this third base. I think this might be game, honestly.
Yeah, I don't see how Kwark can go back to this game. He's lost map control. Like, Machine's on 4 bases. Kwark can't take his third. And the third he's trying to take is a mineral. It doesn't really help Protoss that much.
Yeah,
Especially on a good map.
Very, very important for Protoss to get their third gas going, just so they can support the heavy Goon, heavy High Templar army.
Yeah, against a composition that Zerg likes to go so good, you need a position, and minerals are only do so much for you. Although Kwark is really trying to get the start up. I really wish instead he'd take maybe that high ground mineral only, or even the one at 6 o'clock. But I'm not mineral only, a high ground gas, either at 6 o'clock or at 11 o'clock. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense to get that the mineral.
Making me eat my words a little bit, though. He actually defended the third. I thought it was 100% going to go down.
The problem is, though, even if he defends it, like, what's the point, right? Like, you're gonna get a lot of zealots out, but it doesn't help that much with the composition.
Yeah, you're right. He should probably just leave.
I mean, I'm not saying that, but like, I'll bet $5.
I'm not gonna bet $5 on this game again.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, machine. Yeah, he's on 2. He has 2 away chambers. He got about 7. He's in a good position. He sees Kwark trying to maybe position himself to take this fake high ground. The problem about getting up this is that you're going through a funnel, and he does dodge storms, right? So only way machine can lose is if he loses, he gets some bad storms. So he's got to be careful with his engagements.
Yeah, I thought that was actually potentially a really good setup for machine at first, but just not quite there. Not quite there. And yeah, good choice to back off, though, after losing those initial lurkers. Honestly, like, if he does, the mineral only is up and running, and if he does let Kwark get this 4th base up for free, get that extra gas, Kwark is going to have a very easy pathway to take that other gas at I guess 7 o'clock. And if that gets up, it's very hard for Zerg to break that.
Yeah,
But
these map makers, man, they need to start putting numbers on these. Can't be looking at a clock race. Someone's got to tell Freakling. I heard he takes feedback really well. So
I mean, who looks at clocks anymore?
Hmm?
Who looks at clocks? Like analog clocks? I mean, come on.
I haven't seen a clock since I was 7. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what a clock is.
It's an outdated technology.
The last time I saw a DVD, I threw up. I just couldn't do it, man.
Sorry.
It's outdated. I would never do something old. Anyway, let's continue casting this one.
Well, I mean, there's not much to say, right? Because Kwark is already dead. He just doesn't know yet.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, Kwark is dead. Well, so this fake high ground is gonna go down. He's got a big army. I mean, he's got 145 population. He's gonna if he loses these probes, and he just did.
Oh.
He just lost about 15-20 probes.
But I think he's gonna. Wow. Okay, he lost the Nexus too. That's pretty sick. But Machine does have his 5th base in bottom left. If he secures that main and he can, just survives, there's no way he can lose basically now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the supplies, like, Machine's in a fantastic position. Yeah, I mean, Kwark is trying to attack, and Machine's counter-attack 3rd, like, at the same time.
There's a lot of cannons there, though, so I don't expect it to do anything. Okay.
There's a storm, and we know that Kwark is janky.
Yeah, 6 storm. But Kwark is also a fan of just donating units.
I mean, he's a charitable guy.
Look at Kwark's probe saturation. He has no probes at his natural. He has like what 7 or 8 probes at his main.
It looks like he must have transferred all of his probes at a natural to the fake high ground and lost all of them.
Good saturation at his main, but natural.
Yeah, he needs to work on that. He needs to fix that, I think. And yeah, it looks like he sent some probes over from main, I'm assuming, to his natural. But yeah, he's gonna mine up his main and his natural very shortly. Only soon. He's trying to get his fake high ground up, which has lower minerals as well, I believe. I think it's 1,000 patch, and so he's just sort of buying himself a little time.
The main thing right now, as far as I'm concerned, is getting that extra gas up. But yeah, I mean, he does need to get another expansion up fairly quickly.
Yeah, big Hydra Lurker army and yeah, Machine's focus. He doesn't really seem to care too much about the like you can have that, you can have as many kills as you want, but he's really trying to make sure he can get this fake high ground. But he's also got to be very careful, right? Because the way
this is going to be a strict attack, dude.
Great arc by Machine.
Wow. Okay. Not going as far in as I expected, honestly. I thought he could mop that entire army up because it's a relatively small force and just 4 High Templar. Okay, Hive is actually finished now, but it was quite a late Hive. I kind of think Machine is running out of steam a little bit here, but if he does crush this, it'll be huge for him.
Yeah, he doesn't need steam, man. This isn't a coal army. He's gonna crush this. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
The problem is that like Machine can replace this army that he's throwing in. I don't know that Kwark can as easily, right? He's got this like the third, the fourth up, but he's gonna be back down on 2 bases shortly. Gas. So and the gas base is kind of short on minerals, but he's got a pretty good 20 army lead right now, which is where you sort of want to be in PvZ. But Machine does have much more in this game. At the bottom right, he's sending a drone out, I believe, to take the natural at that base. So always see a probe. If Kwark can take this high ground, then he's back. So Machine's got to figure out how to deny this. That's a lot of dragoons. He needs Darkstorm, I think.
Yeah, if he just gets Darkswarm, Plague and Darkswarm will absolutely mop up this Dragoon heavy army. And like you were saying, Kwark's economy isn't the healthiest right now, so it's going to be very hard for him to really transfer into a late game army composition that he actually wants.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if I've been under, but he is still just on 2 bases. He's mining out of he's mined out of his main, and Zerg is still mining out of about 4 or 5 bases. Oh, we're gonna see the 2 shuttle drop. I'm guessing from Kwark into the main. Yeah,
always a good choice. Machine's main is very exposed right now. I'm surprised he actually dropped those zealots first.
Yeah, I would want to keep it a little bit of a surprise, but if you can stop this from like attacking consume or whatever Zerg is up to, that's a big boost.
That just got up a little while ago, so I'm not sure that he even completed consume. So that's actually huge.
So that's actually ended up being a pretty good move by Kwark here, getting rid of the Defiler gun. Defiler round.
Bottom left is almost very. He does have some sunks there, but it's very exposed as well. Machine is just planted right in the middle here, but he's not actually defending bottom left. So
when you say bottom left, do you mean bottom right? You gotta make the L's with your hands. Man.
I'm sorry. I don't even. No. My fundamental understanding of reality is just broken after watching these games. Sorry.
You see Kwark moving in. Yeah, I think I keep underestimating Kwark and he keeps surprising me. I'll be honest. I didn't see how he gets back in this game, but he's got the high ground up. But yeah, Machine defending's dropped pretty well here. But Kwark is definitely 100% back in this game.
Yeah, man, this is dude. I don't even know how to. These games are just insane.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It makes me realize why I'm not in this game. I just don't understand. When I can see everything, I still don't understand the game.
It really makes you think.
I really wish Machine would use Darkstorm more. I know that he just lost the Defiler round, but in general, throughout this whole series, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Defiler usage, a lot of Swarm usage.
I don't think we have seen any.
We've seen a couple of Swarms, I remember, but like it's just he likes to really sit on that for a long time.
Yeah, he is very committed to the layer heavy approach, which is very popular nowadays. So much so that Protoss have actually started just like straight up getting the +2 armor like super early, sometimes even before +2 weapons.
Yeah, plus armor is really, really good, especially against the users that go like Hydra heavy, air heavy. And we see Plague finally going off here.
And
DT drop at the bottom right. Girls.
right, bottom right.
Yeah, and he's killing a lot of drones. I wonder if Machines even noticed this yet.
Well,
He should now.
almost everything in one hit, but look at this Dark Swarm drop. Oh my god, that's doing a lot of damage.
That's fantastic. Really, really good counter drop by Machine. Yeah, there's a lot of probes that just died just there. But I think Kwark still has a command. He's just got a commanding advantage on supply right now. I've been mistreating Kwark this whole time.
It's into lurkers though. I mean, but it's cleaning up anyway, kind of.
What are the upgrades looking like, Tim? We got a 3-2-3 versus 2-2. So Kwark has a slight upgrade advantage here.
That was like one control group of zealots and 2 archons. He's just now getting the rest of his army here. I wish to talk about MMR differences in control. If Kwark could keep his army together consistently, he'd be like 2,700 or something.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can see why Kwark. Oh yeah, like Kwark is actually significantly better than I. Even, to be honest, I've ruled him out of games a bunch of times. Wrong every time, man. Kwark is he has very good game sense. I think. I don't think his builds are as optimized as they could be. So like I came in the opposite way, right? I thought he has like very good builds. Maybe not a lot of great game sense, not a lot of good mid game. I thought his builds aren't that optimized, but he has very good game sense. So it's actually the actual opposite. We see a big drone transfer coming into the bottom right. Bottom right looks to have lived spec the DT drop. We see another drop coming in from Machine here. Hopefully another Dark Storm and some lurkers at 12 o'clock. We see 2 lurkers. First lurker dies right away, but he's gonna get this lurker up. Does he have enough storm to kill it? Not. Oh, he does.
It goes down, but it killed a lot of probes. I really like these zealot drops, but it seems like it's too little, too late. And letting
Kwark's army is massive.
Yeah, he has a huge advantage right now. He can kind of just do whatever he wants. If he decides to go bottom right and kill the main, he can do it.
Kwark is a beast, man.
Very light on storms with his army though. No High Templar to speak of.
None of these storms get 500 again.
But yeah, if you can just go ram your army into the lurkers and just kill it anyway, I guess who needs storms?
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, look at the supply difference. He's doubled up the supply at this point. Kwark was behind at some point in this game, and it doesn't even seem like. I think, yeah, man, Kwark is playing out of his mind right here. I didn't know map. You picked the map last game, Kwark, but this is fine. You can't make excuses when you pick the map. But yeah, I mean, he's playing Salted, where I hope they both know the map. We see him trying to take 6 o'clock. Yeah. Kwark really solidifying an edge here, and I thought he was behind. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's my lack of knowledge, but Kwark is really playing out of his mind here.
Kwark is really just making us question everything, which is, good. It's good to ask questions, right?
Not too many, man. That's why you end up with QAnon. I don't ask that many questions.
Just asking questions. There's nothing wrong with that.
The problem is man.
Wake up,
completely, completely twisting the way I perceive Boudoir. Now I understand why I'm a B rank pro. He's gonna lose the Templar Archive though.
Yeah, now you understand how to beat action.
Yeah, that's right. He took out the Templar Archives. I mean, they seem to drop. I mean, what is Machine's economy status here? He's got the bottom right. He's got the natural. He's got mid right. I don't know if the mineral only on the top right is a mining yacht. It should have mined up. So it should be on 3 bases. Kwark is on 2 bases because the fake high ground is done.
Look at all his army in one place. This is.
Oh no! That's Storm, dude.
And
He just needs to live. Kwark is on 2 bases, 1 base.
But he put his army together.
Oh no! Kwark is on 1 base, Machine. He's gotta live.
Protoss together strong.
Protoss together strong. But he doesn't have an observer in that one lurker wreaking havoc. He does have an observer, but that observer is on duty. He's going to work. Yeah, man. Kwark is on 1 base though, right? Am I wrong? His fake high ground is gone. His mineral only is gone.
but I mean, Machine is basically on 1 base.
I mean, the moral of the story is don't listen to me.
Yeah, listen.
Don't. You were wrong too. Yeah, no, I mean, Kwark is definitely gonna pull this out, man. This is nuts. I didn't expect him to win this game at all. That's another $5 for Rogue's Gallery. That's $1.
Yeah, Machine just has no income. But he does have a Guardian.
Does have a Guardian.
And Reavers don't shoot Guardians.
You sure?
Honestly, no. I'm not
Alright.
sure.
They might, bro. Listen, man, if a Reaver ever gets angry, he just looks up. But there's no reason that Scarab can't go. Yeah, I mean, Kwark is long distance mining because he's not mining for many revs. Look at the both their incomes; they're both not really mining.
What even are Scarabs?
Scarabs are like his Reaver has a child, right? It takes child, and then he sends that child into suicide.
Is that
That's what a Scarab is. Yeah, Reavers are devices.
Oh, I never played the single player campaign.
Yeah, that's actually the lore.
Interesting. I didn't know. Well, I guess the Protoss are very religious, right? So that makes sense.
I mean, of course, you gotta do it for ire, right? What do you think ire? You see a storm drop in the mid, right? It's the only place Machine's mining out of. But this is the only place Kwark is mining out of. This might be a 78-minute game. Yeah, I mean, Kwark has a distinct advantage, but they're both. What does it matter?
They're both winners in my book.
So that's important to note. You should DM them both this information.
Well, I don't want them to get too cocky.
Yeah, would never want that to happen. Oh, where did those guys come from? Yeah, so that's gone.
I guess that's just twisting the knife.
Yeah, I'm honestly fully confused.
I think now.
What happens in this situation?
I mean, Machine still doesn't have.
He's mining, right? He's got map control technically.
That's a big army. Like Machine can't stand up to that army. He can't get into the base up.
Yeah, but Kwark can't go up to mid right here and kill that, even though it's gonna mine out soon. If Kwark can throw a hatchery where, I mean, if Machine can throw a hatchery where Kwark had his base, the high ground on the 11 o'clock, he can probably hold that with some lurkers.
Dude, Machine's Kwark stopped putting.
He can hold this base with some lurkers.
He's going back to his natural tendency to have his armies in several places at once instead of in the same place.
That's how you get multiple things done at the same time. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, you're right. I don't understand.
Me neither. But I mean, Machine. I mean, listen, Kwark has double the army of Machine, but if you actually look at the armies, like they're kind of similar in size. And Kwark just has a lot of fucking troops. And he's sending them all. He wants to mine out. So 7 o'clock and 30 seconds flat. Yeah, I mean, but Machine has a lot of lurkers.
I don't think there's anything Machine can do about this because the Guardians are too far. He doesn't have resources to remake Guardians.
He's got Darkstorm though, which is an infinite resource, and Plague.
Actually,
and let's look at this Plague right here. Oh my god!
Amazing Plague.
That literally just took out 60% of Kwark.
Like 80%, dude.
80%. Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, you were telling Kwark to keep his armor together. Look at you. You sound stupid right now.
You're right. Well,
another Plague.
The one thing we know from this series is that we don't know anything.
Yeah. And that's how you get better at StarCraft once you realize that you're an idiot and I am an idiot. We're all idiots. Jeez.
Look at all that red.
Oh my god, dude. These yeah, that's a cool color though. And he's got a base set up. He can I honestly think he can take 11 o'clock. There's no reason he can't put up 3 lurkers there. I don't think Kwark can go up with split units anymore.
Well, Kwark does have vision of it, though. He's not going to let that happen. I mean, as weak as this army is after those plagues, I think it's still a stronger army than what's
He's got vision, right? But is it a good decision to send roll on up if he sets up like 4 lurkers there, right? Like it wouldn't be a good decision to like try to take it out, I think. But I'm not a good player, so I wouldn't do it. Maybe Kwark would.
Yeah, are you S rank? No.
Dude, I've never even touched A. So
Wait, is that true?
I've passed 2K a couple of times, but then I always end up with Hawk or like Gorinage or some other guy on ladder, and they just refuse to let me get to A. I
That's-
begged them. I'm like, please.
Yeah,
Oh, 11 kills on this lurker. It's really good damage. I mean, really helping Kwark because his saturation is too high. So if anything, Machine is in cahoots.
Yeah, like we said earlier in the series, now he's going to mine that base for even longer.
Yeah. Like, are you a fool, Machine? What a fool.
Really,
Falling right into Kwark's trap.
and
Oh,
he
he's
has
doing
even.
just what I'm saying. Are you listening, Machine? Hi, Machine.
Yeah, do we have the stream on delay? Is Machine stream cheating?
There's no stream delay. It's actually the opposite. The stream is actually 2 minutes ahead of where the game is. So you can actually tell what's going to happen.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I didn't know we had that technology.
You think Tim fucks around?
Like everything else in this series.
Tim and Strom have their shit so together, bro. We have the stream on future delay.
Damn, that's sick. And well, okay, 2 storms in one place.
Yeah, double the damage.
Dude, is he gonna kill this whole army?
Yes. Isn't this army plagued? Okay, so they're both gonna die. They're both gonna lose everything and we start over. We'll just give them 4 drones and 4 probes.
Where's the has Kwark not been making more units? Where is
Kwark hasn't
where-
been mining, dude.
He has 1,000 minerals though. Now he's
Yeah,
macro.
He's saving, bro. They're rainy days ahead.
Dude, look at all of Machine's units.
They're fucking Zerg units, bro. They're free. Yeah, obviously he has a lot of units. Yeah, I think every time we make a prediction, we're wrong.
Why were Kwark's units over there? Why did he have so many units over there?
Oh, they were scouting Lewis and Clark. What a storm! Oh my god, dude. I want to play Machine so you can make me look like tank. Bro, you gotta dodge the storm.
Dude,
Scourge, though. I hope there are Reavers in there.
were there units in that shuttle?
The wrong shuttle? Damn, thanks, Tim. Always with bad news. It's never once of good news. Yeah, the shuttle is checking in. Yep, Reavers are still there. Okay, now you can go back to the bottom right. I mean, looking at the supplies, it's Quark's game, but it's probably 40 or 50 of those are pros. So,
I mean, Kwark is going to win this, but it's much closer than it should have been.
now that you said that, I mean, Machine does have the fake high ground.
He's going to win this. Kwark's going to win this. He's going to win this. He's going to win this.
It is a best of 3 at this point, right? It's tied 2-2.
Yeah. But how long will it take him to win this?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to start canceling my appointments for tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, Machine's finally taking the 11 o'clock. I think he should have done that a while ago, if I'm being honest.
I know you mentioned it several times.
Did you know about 11 o'clock? Have you looked at the clock?
Well, I pulled up a clock diagram on my desktop after that.
On TikTok? Well, what are you youths using?
On my smartphone, very advanced. Do you guys know what that is? A smartphone?
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask my operator from my kitchen phone. See Kwark moving up, and yeah, this is a pretty strong option. Yeah, the answer for this Machine GG's. Yeah, Kwark really pulling it out, despite how behind we pretended he was.
Yeah, what a game.
I think it's rigged against Kwark, and he's just proving us wrong. Really good game. I mean, Kwark is up 3-2 now. Machine's got to take the next 2 games to win the series. But Machine has shown really, really strong play. I do think he sits on player play a little too long. But let's see what he picks as the next map.
Honestly, I totally agree with you. I think Machine's macro has been insane, and his his Hydra control leaves a little bit to be desired. So I do think if he just kind of like sat on 4 bases for a little bit longer and just defended with Hydra Lurker and then got Hive 4 or 5 minutes earlier than he has been, and just like started spamming lurkers and expanding and taking every base, like he would just crush.
4 or 5 minutes. You know how long 4 or 5 minutes is?
4 or 5 minutes earlier. Yeah,
Wait, check your clock.
got Hive at like 18 minutes last game.
Maybe 4 or 5 minutes is right. I don't know what I'm talking about though. That's the one takeaway from all of this is that I am incompetent in all ways. But the next map is Shakuras Temple. Really good for Zerg counterplay, as well as it really just rewards aggression, in my opinion.
What is this name?
What does this say? Just not that brig. We're just not smart enough to comprehend what Kwark is saying, man. The man has a big brain.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
What do you? Oh, bright. Oh,
You think that's what it is?
it has to be. Just not that bright. Yeah, it has to be.
It looks like Kwark or just not that big wants a water break. So I am going to go find some booze.
Oh, good idea. I finished all my whiskey, so now I have to raw dog the rest of the game. Can you believe that? I'm alone. It's just me and you, Tim. It's me and you, and machine. Oh, I did watch a PvZ on Shakuras earlier today. If you guys haven't watched BSL, you can watch Tim play Kenzie on this map. Was it this map, Tim? It was, right? Great game, Tim. Yeah. Machine's gonna have to win out. The last map, I believe, is Ringing Bloom, which is a pretty Protoss favored map, unless the Zerg is sunken rushing. So Machine's gonna have to win out the blue maps. Let's see. And while we're doing this, we're donate to Turf Wars, Rogues Gallery, support NA Boudoir. We gotta defeat the dirty Euros. I didn't say that. I don't know who said that. I think Tim said that. But go NA. I wonder if I'm allowed to predict, especially after seeing the first 2 minutes of the game since it's streamed away. I should rig it so I get some points. Anyway, we're just waiting for Kwark for 2 more minutes. He's getting a water break. These guys have been playing, 5 straight games now. So, I mean, we're just casting and I'm a little tired. So, 5 straight games, 2 more left to go, especially with how long some of these. You guys are watching, some of you are probably pretty tired. So, Kwark taking a water break, probably recharging his batteries, plugging himself in. Man is a Tesla. It's a genius car. Never crashed. So. I just know. So right now, because I'm bored, right, I'm looking at all of the Discord emotes, and I just noticed yours, Tim. Yours cracked out cat. Is that your cat, actually, Tim? It's not your cat. It's just a random cat. Hi, Keen. You've left me all alone. I don't do well alone. I started talking.
Oh, dude.
I started talking about Tim's cat. Look at the Discord emotes, right? The Discord profile pictures. That's apparently not Tim's cat. Tim just found a random cat.
Oh, yeah.
Profile picture.
Is there like a law against that? Just using someone else's cat as a Discord
Imagine.
avatar?
Dude, I would sue him. I mean, Tim's a redhead. He's got no soul.
Got him.
Can you sue someone who has no soul?
Yes.
You didn't think that was witty, Tim? I came up with that all by myself. I'm just not that bright.
Yep. Not that bright. Maybe
I'm just not that brig.
Kwark has been like listening to this commentary on
definitely has. All the shit talk has fueled him.
But
his next username is going to be not Tim's cat.
It looks like okay. Bottom left, we have That's Not That Bright, our magenta Protoss, and top left, I think is that top left?
It is left, and it is top.
Yeah, Machine Media, our black Zerg.
Yeah, I'm happy you got your left and rights right this time. Yeah, I'm excited to see if Kwark can go for another gate first. But Machine is scouting the wrong way, so he's probably gonna send a drone out and see what Kwark is up to. We see a probe going out, set up the pylon in the natural. Yeah, let's see what happens.
What do you think makes you most excited about the prospect of seeing a gate FE?
Just to see how Kwark does it. Mostly to see how, like, honestly, because I don't ever see Kwark get
Because
expand.
you're probably going to copy whatever you see, right?
Listen, every time I see an S in Protoss, I copy that. I can't help it. We've seen it at a 9 pool from Machine, so we're gonna see some early aggression. But we saw that he did the 9 pool Silphid. He did a pretty poor job of actually blocking the probes from getting in. He's got to do a better job. He's gonna have a ramp on Traverse Temple, so it's gonna be a little bit easier for him. So hopefully, if he throws up his gas, he can block this guy. Meanwhile, Kwark doesn't. It looks like he's gonna go straight for a 12 Nexus. Team coming up to 200 minerals at this point. 11 Nexus actually. It's gonna be 11 Nexus, 11 Forge, probably a 13 cannon, I believe. And that's going to be in time for an overpull, but not in time for a 9 pool. So if Machine gets the scout and realizes what Court, oh no, it's actually a 12 Forge? Okay, never mind, I'm an idiot. But shouldn't the Forge be on the left side?
It should.
It should be on the left side, because otherwise you're going to have a gap if you put the gateway on the left.
Kwark didn't listen to me. I told you.
Oh, so Tim is letting us know that only on certain terrain sets will there be a gap on the left. So Kwark is actually smarter than I've ever been. So we're seeing a 12 Forge, 12
Just not that bright.
I'm just not that brig. And so, yeah, I mean, Kwark is going to be A-okay, I think. The cannon needs to get started by the time the lings pop. And so, have the lings popped yet?
What? Oh my god, no.
But they haven't been sent, so he's going to be okay. I don't know why he's chasing the probe.
He misrallied them.
If he sent the lings right away, he would have been able to kill it. I think Kwark is going to get that cannon up just in time. Didn't pull some probes to be safe. Let's see, and he's got the gas, so I'm assuming he's got speed on the way, but we thought that last game that wasn't the case, so let's see what Machine's up to here. I wonder if that was a mistake, by the way, last game, where the speed didn't start. You got a second cannon coming up. Oh, are these links going to get here in time? And yeah, the cannon's going to finish just in time.
Oh my god, dude.
So the secret is you want your cannon started when the link pop. Like, that's essentially the same timing, depending on the map.
No, because he misrallied, so he sent his lings...
No, the lings pop before the cannons were late.
No,
for sure.
The lings were misrallied because he didn't rally his hatch towards Kwark, so he was still rallied to like one of his minerals or whatever. So they went up into his minerals instead of going straight to the base.
No, I agree. I think Machine should have been able to kill him. By the time he sent the lings, like he fixed the rally thing, the cannons had been started, so it's effectively the same.
Oh, man, I'm so sad.
Yeah, Machine could have ended the game by now.
And yeah, that does look tight on the left, doesn't it? God.
Tim, who knows that? Why do you and Kwark know? That's a mood. Man, what a nerd, Tim. Imagine knowing StarCraft things. Yeah, I mean, Machine is he could have ended the game. I'm sure if he watches this replay, I'm sure he knows. He's gonna kick himself, but Kwark is gonna live here.
Yeah, that's really tragic. But I mean, still in it. It's still a fine build. He's going to be able to deny scouting. He's just going to macro up here, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, let's make sure he's getting link speed. Saw him doing this build last game. He didn't actually get the link speed, which is a little confusing. I wonder if that was a mistake or if that was deliberate, but it is what happened. But we don't see a Hydrogen going down anytime, so he might just be going into standard play from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kwark not skipping on the Stargate this time. He's going to get the Corsair out. He's going to see exactly what Machine is doing. I assume, we would have seen a Hydrogen for sure by now if he was trying to go 3-hatch Hydra. So he will just be going into 5-hatch, start mining gas again, go into a regular game.
We see a third cannon, which I think is completely unnecessary. But see Kwark putting it down. I mean, he doesn't have any probes on the map. He has no idea. This could be a 3-hatch Hydra all in. For all he knows, he doesn't have anything. And yeah, that's sort of the nature of the early lanes.
I kind of disagree with you. I think it's kind of necessary. I mean, I don't PvZ regularly, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think you just have to respect it. I think that is the one strength that 9 pool speed has.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. There's a couple of things, right? You want to take a look at the link. He's got more than 8 links, and obviously you can hide links. You want to add the cannon, but I didn't see anything that would indicate he needs it. And typically, when you're trying to be safe, you add the second. Once you have the second cannon, I'm not sure you need the third, unless you worry about a link all in. But again, it depends. I just think he needs to do a better job scouting. He knows that there was a 9 full speed, right? So you know that all the tech is going to be a little delayed, including his own. So I think he could still avoid it. But again, Kwark is a lot better than I am, so he's probably right.
Yeah, he's definitely right.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm questioning Kwark.
Imagine acting like you know better than Kwark.
I've done that too many times already tonight. It's wrong every time. You see the 4 Zealot move out. I don't know that Machine knows this is happening because he doesn't have an overlord in front of the base.
He did see. Yeah, I swear he saw the Zealots.
He saw it technically, but did he see it?
Ran by it, but yeah, maybe he saw it, but did he see it? Yeah.
Yeah. And now he knows it's there, but he's got to not lose any drones here, and Zealots are getting low. Actually, I mean, yeah, he's gonna lose these 2 front Zealots. Actually, he doesn't have them really wedged. There's only 1 Ling left. There's probably another round. I don't think it's gonna get a lot done, but those Zealots have speed.
They have speed.
Is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't.
What is happening here?
Okay.
Oh my god. So I mean, Kwark just took this 4-2. We're gonna play out all 7 games, but that was abrupt.
I am so just like I'm shell shocked.
I don't know. I just can't comprehend the level that Kwark is operating at.
Yeah, this is, he's playing chess while we're playing Connect 4.
Yeah, we're playing Connect 4 with 3 pieces. And he's playing chess 4D. This is nuts. Yeah, I mean, Kwark takes it serious. Now he's got Ringing Bloom, which is a Protoss favorite map. Machine doesn't seem like the cheesy type, so you can't probably won't abuse the creep colonies, or the cocoons, I guess. So I mean, let's see how this map goes. I mean, it really lets Protoss be greedy, Ringing Bloom, because you have the high ground. You don't really have to worry about Hydra all-ins because of the high ground. Yeah, and Zerg has to do a lot to defend their third. So let's see. What's his username here? No Sleep Baby.
With the Russian frowny faces, is that what that is?
Is that a Russian frowny face? What is? Let me see.
Yeah, they do the like happy faces and sad faces without colons.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, if you see someone adding a bunch of frowny faces without eyes, that's a Russian.
I have a lot of Russian friends, and I didn't know this. I'm the best man of a wedding this Sunday. Well, a Russian guy, and all his friends are Russian. I've never seen this.
I don't know if that's like something that like normal Russians do, but Russians that play StarCraft.
Oh, these guys aren't normal Russians. They're a bunch of weirdos. If you guys are listening, I sent them one. But yeah, I mean, I believe you. I'm not saying you're lying. I've seen it.
Oh, no, I'm being 100% serious. It's actually a Russian.
That's nuts. No sleep, baby, frowny. You think he's telling us no sleep?
He's talking.
Or is he saying that he can't sleep because he has it?
Maybe he said, yeah, maybe no sleep, baby. I'm winning with no sleep.
Oh yeah, maybe he's like no sleep, baby.
God, there's just so many layers to his nicknames. They're just so deep.
Yeah, maybe there's commas we're not seeing. No comma sleep, baby. Oh, is he asking questions? Is he chatting? Yeah, ask Twitch chat. Machine's like, I don't know. Machine knows. Vetoed this, bro. There's 7 maps.
You can't veto a map in a 7 map.
Yeah, silly man.
Maybe if you had some sleep, you would know that.
We should cast this game. Yeah. So there's a black Zerg on the top right is Machine. Magenta Protoss on the bottom left is Kwark. Kwark going with the Forge opening here. It's the same thing he's been doing for the vast majority of the games, with the exception of 1 game. But she ended up losing, right, on Polaris Rhapsody. So yeah, I can see him sticking to the Forge. He seems very, very good with it. Bread and butter, unique style.
God, it seems so long ago.
Yeah, it does. I don't even remember the first 6 games. I've only got memory of what's happened so far this game. What is happening here?
Dude, imagine opening Forge first on.
Imagine opening Forge and then Cannon before Nexus on Boom. Is he worried about the Sunken Rush?
Well, if he was, this is the wrong fucking choice because this gets just obliterated by Sunken Rush.
I mean, if your Cannon gets up before the...
No.
No, not even? Oh, wow. Yeah, Tim was like, it doesn't. Yeah. So you've had a lot of practice versus strike runners, not Tim.
Sunkens are actually really beefy.
Yeah, they're way too beefy. Someone needs to nerf Zerg. It's finally scouting. Yeah, he's gonna get, and he's gonna get the gateway up. So I mean, he's over prepared. He might lose his drone. He might get a drone here. He got a drone. So it worked out.
That always hurts.
Yeah.
But Machine is going to be able to just play his game. He's gonna get that third base up. Wow, Kwark really respecting him, putting the pylon there for that 750.
He vetoed this map, man. The man does not want to lose the wings on Ringing Bloom.
I wonder what he does on ladder. Do you think he plays Plasma?
Well, I veto Ringing Bloom, right? So I don't play. Yeah,
What?
and I've been playing Optimizer recently. I switched from Optimizer into Benzene, which is a lot more. I'm winning a lot of PBTs that I should be
On Benzene?
Yeah,
But-
for whatever reason.
PVZ is really tough on Benzene.
PBZ is tough on Benzene, but it's not. Optimizer is just so tough. Man,
Really?
In every
You don't-
matchup, yeah.
Why? It's a good
I just-
product.
I just don't like the map. I don't like the layout of the map. It's hard to bust Terra map.
That's fair.
PBT becomes way too tough on Optimizer and doesn't outgain the PBZ advantage you get versus Benzene. Because Benzene is tough for PBZ at a higher level, but like you're talking about like 1900 2K level, it's pretty playable for me. So yeah, I prefer it to Optimizer. Especially with like on Optimizer, it's tough to play PBT, and I don't really like playing either. So
Did you see there's that bug now where if you do get A rank, you get that really just absolutely sick, really impressive Queen S rank icon?
are you talking about the one that you're using right now that I've seen?
S rank icons of all time?
Oh yeah, I heard about that bug. I wish I could get that bug, but I can only get almost right up to A,
I believe
which
it.
is where my skill level lies. Maybe if I cheesed. No, maybe if I was better.
You understand how to play Protoss.
Listen, man, Jinjin has it. If Jinjin has it and I can't get it, it just means Terran's overpowered. I'm just gonna put that out there. I hope you're listening, Jinjin. I mean every word I'm saying.
I do agree with that. But I still believe in you. I have faith in you.
Listen, man, Sheep has it and I don't. I think Sheep is pretty good, but if Sheep has it and I don't, I think I should get that too.
If Jinjin has it, everyone should have it.
That's true. I hope you're listening, Jinjin. If Jinjin has it, everyone should have it. You see him killing that cocoon, he's still worried about the bus.
Jinjin fucking leaves TVTs just because. Like, he leaves games for no reason. He's like, he's the worst mental of any player I've ever met in my life.
Well, you met Father, right?
Yeah, and Jinjin is actually worse than Father.
I don't know, I played both of them. Father will leave after the first zealot, Jinjin will try to fight the first zealot. So there's, I don't know, Jinjin will complain about it after.
That's fair, that's fair.
Well, at least Father won't waste your time.
Yeah,
Pretty quickly.
dude, I think I still though I don't think I've ever been more tilted playing someone than like playing Jinjin while on voice with him. He'll be, like beating you and he'll still be complaining.
I love players like that. I can't talk while I play. I always like that. But yeah, I believe you that Jinjin will play while he wants.
He'll be like complaining about his PCs not doing anything, and then, his PCs may have like combined 40 kills.
Oh my god.
What's wrong with you, man?
My favorite are Protoss players that complain about time. That's just amazing. That's just, like Tasagi. Like, what do you mean? You can do whatever you want in PvT. Like, literally. I'll put it out there. PvT is easy. Protoss. Sorry, Tim. I don't know if you disagree with me.
No, obviously PvT is like the Protoss advantage matchup, but I feel like a lot of players nowadays actually have better PvZ than PvT.
I think a lot of players pay a lot more attention to their PvZ because it takes so much more effort to be good at PvZ than it takes at PvT. You can literally like work on PvT for 2 days and be fine. But PvZ, you need to work on it for like months just to be at an adequate level.
Yeah, that could be. Maybe it's
That's
the
my
same.
experience. It takes a lot more multitasking. thinking.
Maybe it's the same for Terran. Like TVZ comes easily, but TVP you really have to work on it. So they put a ton of work into it.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's for a lot of players. There's some players that are like weird and they're like their switch is flipped, and it's the opposite for them. But I think for most players, yeah, PVT is easier than PVZ. TVP is harder than TVZ.
You know, look at this fucking Sim City though. This is a fucking sick Sim City, dude.
That actually is, and that's the tough part about Ringing Bloom. Though you need to have like a really good SimCity at the third because it's so open. Protoss has such a big arc on this, so it's like it needs to be correct on this map to be able to really hold the pushes for us.
I think he's gonna hold this though, but you know, I've been wrong a lot this series.
I mean, you're telling me that this push with 3 zealots and then
If those
Doesn't
3
get
zealots
kill him?
Archon killed that entire Hydra Force, I would be proud.
this dude came in here with like 4 friends trying
like
to kill the Zerg.
you just dropped in the Zerg army now, I'd be like, all right, man, Kwark.
He just went into the group chat and they all flagged, but he still went. That's what happened. And the homies are busy. Yeah, man. He had the Archon, so he didn't even have strength. He had Archons. But yeah, man. Every time I die Kwark, he makes me look stupid. So I'm expecting to look stupid very shortly.
I think Machine is gonna pull this last one out, make it a 4-3 score, very respectful.
4-3 sounds so much better than 5-2.
Yeah.
I don't think 5-2 would be accurate to how close the series actually was. So
No,
I hope he doesn't make it 4-3.
It's actually been insanely close. Like
Yeah.
all of these games have been really hard to call. Kind of a little sad there having to kill that Sunken, but his gas is much better now.
Yeah, for sure. He killed the other Sunken probably even way faster. Imagine how much faster.
Machine has had a lot of success in some of the previous games by just really powering hard on 3 bases and delaying his 4th a little bit. So, I mean, Kwark's weakness is kind of his like large army control. If he can get a very let's see.
Oh my god, that storm is what the fuck, dude?
Dude,
Why is this storm so good?
yeah.
That's the other thing that I noticed that Machine doesn't do. He's just not small fighters trying to snipe high Templars. It's the first time he's done this in 7. Like where he actually tried, at least that I've noticed.
Yeah, I would think that would be especially good against someone like Kwark, who's a little slower mechanically.
Yeah. I mean, Kwark is at 150 APM there. He's really flaming it right now, but I mean, I wish Machine would do that more. You know, just try to get rid of these high Templar.
I mean, look at Machine's APM. Dude's at 350. That's insane. Imagine playing for hours at that speed.
Bro, his hands must hurt so much. I'm hurting like just thinking about it. When I play at like 250, like in the rare games, my hands hurt after that fast. 350 is absurd.
Man, this beer that I'm drinking is fucking delicious.
What are you drinking?
It's called Crispy Dream. It's a raspberry donut hazy IPA.
That's gonna be Kwark's next username. You just watch. I don't really drink IPAs because I'm a pussy, but I do drink whiskey. I'm drinking.
Well, it's not like super hoppy. It's actually the raspberry flavor is really heavy, so it's kind of like a fruit beer. It's just like
the other thing is that I don't like fruity flavors in my. I like watery, like hydrating beers.
Like pilsners and stuff, like Budweiser.
Yeah, pretty much. But when I do want to drink, like I like whiskey, right? I like Japanese whiskey. Right now I'm drinking like this Nika coffee whiskey, which became really expensive because
Interesting.
from Japan into the United States. Huh?
I've never tried any like Japanese whiskeys or anything.
You should try this. It's actually really, really good.
What's it called?
This is called Nika, Nikka. It's coffee whiskey.
Oh, okay.
And it's like very smooth.
So is it like a stout, but in whiskey form or something? Or does
you could say that a little bit. Yeah, that's actually
interesting. Yeah, I'll just check that out. That sounds really nice.
And the other stuff I like are like wheat whiskeys, like something like Makers, and there's a couple of others that I like that are like a little full bodied.
Classic,
I'm a fat boy. I'm not fat, but like I like fat shit. I eat a lot. But yeah, I have my taste, man. But I also then the first one I have with a little bit of Coke. I get a little bit straight. It's a little bit of a pussy, but
okay, there's nothing.
what I'm drinking right now. Yeah.
It's good. Your limitations.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Walking straight into a lurker field. Oh, he's just sitting on it.
Yeah, I did that earlier today, man. It's tough not to, you know.
Is it?
I don't blame Kwark at all. Yeah, I mean every good front house does that, right?
Yeah, that's a hallmark. Hallmark. That's how you know you're
The machine is with a really strong push at the third. Half of Kwark's army is off staging. And
he's walking straight into the lurker field again. Dude, this is like my fucking Zerg wet dream. I'm gonna dream about this tonight.
Yeah, he's gonna take out this third. He's doing a counter here though. Machine doesn't have that much, but also nor does Kwark. But he does have 2 High Templars, probably 2 firms each. But he's fine. Yeah, he's sniping them out. So that's pretty good. Kwark not paying attention to the units. He's sending some reinforcements. Machine might be in trouble here.
I'd be so sad if Machine lost from a position like this. He can even bring his units back. Like that third is dead.
What is 6 Hydra's gonna do against that army though? He needs some Mac ready.
A bunch of lurkers with it though.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I didn't see them. I was probably standing on them.
They're hard to see on a Twilight map.
Yeah. People should stop making this map color.
Actually, I love this map pillar. What is your favorite map pillar?
Honestly, I'm pretty boring. I like the polypore map color.
Yeah, that's a solid one. I honestly
can't do orange.
No, I hate orange. It hurts my eyes. It actually it's hard for me to play on those maps long term. Like La Mancha, God, that map is not popular anymore.
Yeah, or like Coliseum. I actually like blue maps, but I prefer the green ones.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the gray maps, but they're at least tolerable.
Yeah, the gray maps, like mentally, they feel boring, right? Like circuit breakers or like. But I like how Eclipse did it with the half and half. But in general, like, the gray maps always feel boring. Because Andromeda was also on the gray.
It is a good looking map. I think that's why people tolerate it so much.
Yeah.
But actually, it's one of the worst maps of all time.
I would never have expected you to have strong map. This Zealot is 12 kills. This is a serial killer Zealot, bro. This is 14 kills.
This machine
Ted Bundy.
This machine don't do this.
This is absurd, man. That Zealot might have won him the game. I mean, besides all the other stuff he's been doing.
He doesn't have any Templar. Where's the High Templar?
Oh, what do you need Templar for? Are you stupid?
Stack is itself. Actually, there's no High Templar. If Storm didn't exist, then you just stack all of your lurkers. Finally, they catch up though. Oh my gosh, is Machine gonna lose?
I think Machine's gonna lose, man.
Dude, I'm so sad.
Yeah, because this series didn't feel like if I had to watch him.
No, it's hard out. He was playing really, really well.
Yeah, he really was. But Kwark has actually proved a lot of it. Just me wrong. Maybe it's just me. But I didn't expect him to have such a really solid mid-game play.
Well, now you know.
Now I know. And GG coming from Machine, and Kwark can this up really, really strong series from Kwark. Strong from Machine too, but Kwark closing it up.
Yeah, Machine played really, really well. I feel so sad. I thought that was his game to win. But really well played by Kwark.
For sure. And really impressive play from Kwark. Even there's a couple games where I thought he just completely had just clawed his way back. Man. Kwark doesn't give up, man. He has witty names, not so bright, and didn't know map even though I picked it, and vice versa. But like, etc. etc. No sleep, baby. Russian smile, Russian frowny face. But even better than his names are his Protoss play.
Yeah. Does Kwark want to come in for a winner's interview, or
he'll be asking the questions? We're gonna find out if Kwark has questions ready for us.
Hello.
Kwark is here. What's going on, Kwark?
First of all, congratulations. That was a really sick series. Can you hear us, Kwark?
Yeah, good. So I had push to talk on my microphone, so it took me a second to work out so there was no noise.
Okay. Yeah, congratulations, dude. How are you feeling after that series?
It was surprisingly close. I don't really know Machine's level because I don't know if he streams a bunch, but I know he came back like a year ago and then went into Chobo League and destroyed everyone. But since then, I've not seen anything. But obviously, he's a name that I recognize. It's
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean,
Close
I
to
felt the
those
same way. I definitely recognized him from back in the day. He was like a really solid American Zerg, and he did come back just recently. So, you know, I haven't seen him play all that much. And I thought you were the heavy favorite coming into this, but I mean, I feel like, you know, Shafir and I were talking before you joined the call. 5-2 was not super representative of how the series actually played out, in my opinion. It was actually really close.
Yeah, there was some games there that I felt like I probably could have won had I been a bit more disciplined, and some games I probably could have lost had he attacked when I was weak. There were games that I thought I'd lost that I didn't. It's,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go on.
his style is I think quite difficult for me to play against. Like the Eclipse game is how all of my games would have gone had I played my preferred PvZ style, where he just gets his hatcheries, gets a spore, takes 0 damage, and then overwhelms me with his macro because his macro is on point.
Yeah, how did you prepare for this? Like, you had like sort of a different build almost every single map, right? Like, is that something you
no.
prepared, or?
I had 0 preparation. I started my stream like half an hour before the series, and I looked at the maps and worked out the rule-ins. But that was basically it. I don't get as much time to brood war as I used to, and I've been feeling really under the weather the last week anyway. So I get 3 days a week where I can do like 3 hours of brood war a night, and I skipped Sunday and I skipped Wednesday. So this is my first real brood war in a week. But I mean, you don't forget how to play.
Yeah. Was there a specific reason you wanted to beat to Ringing Bloom? I guess, what were you scared of, like the offensive sunkens, or what was the?
I just don't play Ring Bloom, and I saw the Bonif against Action game where he got sunken, and I didn't want that to happen.
Makes sense. And my last question is, what are some of the you had a different username on every single game? What were some of those? Like No Sleep Baby? What was that?
I joked on the Team Liquid topic that I was going to spend a week actively preparing excuses for this match. That was my
So each one was a different excuse.
Yeah, that was my 7 excuses.
Got it.
Oh, okay, yeah, we with the Not So Bright username, we thought you were referring to maybe us, because like honestly, the series was insane to cast. Like I said, you know, I feel like the score wasn't super representative because the games were so close, but like so many of the games we were making like calls like, oh, this game is over now. Like Kwark has such an advantage, Machine has such an advantage, but then like we just kept being proven wrong time and time again.
Yeah, I did some pushes that were way too early in some of the games. Like Silphid was the classic example. And looking at it, there was no reason to be out in the middle of the map. I had like 6 gateways, I had a bunch of high energy, high Templar, and no actual units. If I just wait 2 minutes, my gateways each cycle another unit. I got 40 supply. That's
okay, yeah, because I did see some questionable move outs. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So, was it just tournament nerves? Do you think, or just
No? I'm just bad at the game.
Okay.
But fortunately, in each of the games I won, I think I went quick double forge, and it's quite difficult to lose if you get like +2 armor against like +0 links. That's why I started like the mid game always went really badly for me, but eventually I was able to like claw it back in the end game, and that's just upgrades. That's what double forge looks like.
Yeah, 100%. I guess I don't have any questions specifically about builds so much, except for I don't even remember which map it was specifically now, but one of the maps you did an early speed zealot, I think, was on Polypoid actually. So you did the early speed zealot push, but you didn't get +1, and then you kind of like threw away some zealots early. Was that just like just the wrong decision, or did you have something in mind with that build that we weren't able to identify?
No, I don't know any build orders.
Okay. Right. Well,
that's I know build orders for PvP and PvT. PvZ, I can get my Nexus down, and then I'm done. That's the end
all
of
right.
it.
That answers all of my questions.
Yeah, I have one more question. I think on Polaris Rhapsody, you went gate first Do you ever go gate first, or is that like just trying out that game, just to mix it up? Or?
I didn't know exactly where I wanted the gate to be because I wasn't 100% sure on the wall in, and so I just placed the gateway first so I could take a look at it. But I mean, my zealot walked out, turned back, and I built a forge immediately because I'm so uncomfortable with gateway opener. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
how
turned
to-
back a zealot against Hatch. Let's see what's happening here. But yeah,
Yeah, but then by the time the links arrived, I had 2 zealots in the choke and a cannon 90% done. If I didn't turn back that zealot, then I could have potentially had the lings get it behind my base because I'm terrified of lings getting in. 'Cause it's so difficult to micro against lings in multiple locations, and they start trying to kill your cannon and kill your probes. You have 2 zealots and 4 places to defend, and it just all goes wrong.
Now I remember that game. I was actually like speechless after that game. That was an absolutely insane game.
Yeah, I did not expect to win that.
No,
I
didn't
didn't know
expect you.
about that double gas. Like it's when I saw that the corner had double gas, and it made so much sense, like how many muta there were, because I was not understanding what was going on with those mutalisks. Like there were just a billion mutalisks, and I'm like, how is he doing this? And then I
Yeah,
see a double gas.
I guess that just goes to show for you less experienced players out there that just hold on. Like don't quit games, especially if you're in a show match. Just because like literally anything can happen.
With double Stargate, I was eventually going to get it back as long as I didn't lose them. I kept losing them, but
No,
yeah, I
was
remember
having
that game. I was like, the man has 7 meters, but he's trying to fight it.
one.
He's one Corsair.
I just didn't want my natural nexus to die. I was just desperately trying to keep the mutalisk attacking anything but that.
Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. I was actually amazed that it didn't die under so much pressure. But yeah, once again, congratulations. You said you have pretty limited time to play Brood War, but what are your future plans for Brood War? Are you going to be playing Ghost League or anything?
I'll play Ghost League just because it should be fun, and it might help with my tournament nerves because I get very stressed out in like tournament games, and I just start doing stupid things. So I feel like if I play more tournaments, then in the event that I ever actually get into Pro League again, maybe I won't fuck it up.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, last Pro League was a shit show.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck in Ghost League, and thank you again for playing. We hope to see you in more.
Yeah, those are some really good games. Super impressive. So, thanks for coming out and showing some good games, man.
I think I got kind of lucky. I think had Michael shown up, the games wouldn't have been anywhere near as interesting. He's a scary Zerg, but Machine was a very good opponent for me just because we were roughly on the same level.
We're very close. It was a pleasure to watch.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess that'll be it for tonight's Foul Play. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Once again, we are going to be starting Turf Wars 2 very shortly. The live player draft will be happening just next Friday at the same time, starting at 5 p.m. PDT. So please check that out. And if you would like to support North American players, if you would like to support more North American events, please consider donating to our donation page here on Rogue Scholar BW. And thank you again for everyone who donated tonight.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure.